Hello, my Teaserking family. How is everybody today? Happy Saturday. I had to think what day it was for a minute. So, how's everybody? Hope everybody's well. Just for you, Bobby, I was silver. My ounce of silver. So where do I begin? Okay. Lights are on, internet's back. Off the internet since Wednesday night. I live in a complex, so half the complex was out. Sorry about that. Half the complex was out. My half had electricity, so half of it didn't. Um, then, but I didn't have internet for some reason. So yesterday, about 7 o'clock, I'm ready to go play poker because I can't go to the pool. I don't have internet. Let me get the hell out of there, which is not a really good way to play poker because you're not feeling it for me. And I lose power. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking I lost power because they're resetting it, right? They got to take it off the grid to then reset it and put it back on. And I was right. I don't know. I left to play poker. When I got home, I had power, I had electric, I had internet. So everything came back when I got home after going to play poker. So that's the good news. Everything's back. I was able to walk the lake a little bit, but it was fucking cold yesterday. It was like 30 degrees. So I walked the lake, had my winter coat on and my gloves, so it wasn't too bad, and I wanted to get out because I couldn't swim. So the pool's open today, so I can do that. 1 second, let me get my tea. Okay, we're ready to go. Sometimes I wait for the tea. Sometimes I don't. So sometimes I'll wait till the tea's teed and then I'll start class. And I'm like, no. It's been a couple of days. I missed one day yesterday. I don't know how it came up on the phone. Green tea, put lemon and cinnamon in it for flavor. So that I heard something like. All right. So get to the casino, and I got to wait about a half hour because I don't call ahead, so I have to wait about a half hour to play poker. Okay. I'm taking this. I take chips for luck. I take this chip, and I take a Sands and a Desert Inn. And this is the silver. So I go to the sports book to wait about 20 minutes. And I talk to this guy next to me, and he's like, I'm a street person, da 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 da. So for you, Bobby, I go, how much silver do you have? Oh, I don't have silver. It doesn't do anything. So I pull this out of my pocket. He says, well, how do I know if it's good silver or not? And I go, well, look at the back. It says 1 troy ounce, 999. I says, here it is. I know this is good silver. It's 1 troy ounce. And I said, I buy it at, my store. And he kept saying, well, the price doesn't go up. And I go, well, the price is about to go to 2,000 an ounce. That got his attention. And basically a street guy. I can deal with anything. So we start talking, and I said, well, because of bricks and the huge demand. So I bring in Mantle, and I go, let's say there's a Mickey Mantle card. Wouldn't there be a huge demand for it? Wouldn't that mean a high price? Yeah. Well, there's a huge demand for gold and silver. Where's the high price? It's being repressed like a fixed basketball game. We're watching basketball, and you could see the lights going on. And he's like, oh, really? And so I start getting into it, saying, well, it's bricks, and they're coming out with all the gold and silver they got. They want it to go up. It's going to go up, and it's going to go to 2,000. It could go higher. That got his attention, being like a street person. So he's a scammer, and he's thinking, wow, I can get it for 25, and it's going to be worth 2,000. I says, but you're really buying it to get out of dollars. That's your first thought. Then the kick, it's going to be worth something, but you're really buying it to get out of dollars because they're going to collapse. So he starts listening. So then I get the text that my poker seat's ready right in the middle, and I give him an extra minute or two, but I can't. There's nothing I can do, and so I said, I got to go. I got to go play poker. I mean, I'm not going to talk to you all night. I don't want him to give up my seat. So I go play poker. I says, well, when I'm done, he says, if you're here when I'm done, I'll talk to you. I'll come back. So I go play poker. My nice friend Nicole's there. Beautiful girl. I've been playing poker, and she's like the poker room thing. So I always she's kind of friendly to me, kind of not. And yesterday she kind of, oh, Howard, how are you? And gives me a big hug. And I'm like, wow, where'd that come from? So that's me. I'm an INFJ. People like to just come up to me. And, so that was really cool. So I like that. Anyway, so I play. And I put this on the table, right? Just to get conversation. Oh, silver. Oh, nothing. Nobody says. They're all too stupid to say anything. So I'm just sitting there quietly, and we play. I don't get a hand for an hour. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking I'm really just there because I can't swim, and I don't have internet at home. So then I get into a hand. Now, there's a few hands that we're going to talk about right now. So the first hand is this guy making a big bet. And I discovered something. He makes a big bet, and I'm watching him, and he's looking away. And I go, oh, this guy's got a full house or whatever. And he didn't have the big hand. But he kept looking away a lot. So I just think he kept looking at his friend or something. He wasn't really, even when he would look at the flop, he'd look at his two cards, and he'd look away, and he'd make his bet. And I'm going, oh no, this is a different look away than when you're in the hand and he's watching the TV. So I noticed that. There's a hand he made a big bet on a straight draw. So you got to watch those people, right? So I said there's a few types. So this type of person will bet $50 on a straight draw or a flush draw, not that they have the straight or the flush. And that's a little confusing, but once you see him do it, then that's how he plays. So that's one key. Now let's talk about this guy next to me. We're going to talk about two hands. To my right is this old guy who he's not in the hand unless he's, got it, right? Very tight. Oh, I got a good hand. And then he's in. And this guy on the left kind of, I don't think he can read very well. So the guy on the right it's a small bet, the flop comes. He gets a set of threes, he tells us. So I have a pair of threes. There's a three. I got a set of threes. He's not lying. And the guy next to me, he's got a pair of aces. So the guy's betting small. The 3 threes bets like $20 because he's an old man and he plays conservative. And the guy next to me, he's got aces, so he calls. Then an ace comes on the turn. The set of threes bets another 20 or 25. Now here's the mistake. The aces gets a set of aces, only calls. Then the flop comes, set over. The set of aces catches an ace-high flush, which he doesn't need, which actually hurts him because if I got a set of threes and there's 4 hearts on board and he's betting, I probably got to fold. But he's too stupid to fold. He's so excited he's got a set of threes that he doesn't fold. So the river comes, 4 hearts. He's got the ace of hearts. He bets the set of threes bets 25. The ace high flush set of aces raises 25, and the guy calls. So he went from 25 to 50. The guy calls. I got the ace high flush. He said I had a set of threes. Now, what was the mistakes made in that hand? There was a ton of them, but the guy. I verbally told the guy next to me with the ace high flush, "You're an idiot." Why is he an idiot? What did he do wrong in the hand? All right. So first of all, the set of threes, that's 25. And I want to say there's probably 2 hearts out there. No, there had to be 3 hearts out there. So 3 hearts comes, you get the set of threes. You need to basically go all in at that point because you got to be worried about a flush. But the type of player he is, okay, so he bets 25. The pair of aces calls because he's got the ace of hearts. Okay, fine there. Here's where the mistakes happen. The next card is the ace. He's already got the ace of hearts, so it's not an ace of hearts. So he's got 4 hearts, ace of hearts, but now he's got a set of aces. And you're in against very tight player. The very tight player bets 25 with the set of threes. Here's the mistake. I got a set of aces, and this guy's betting. I got to go 100 because I know he's going to call me. So I would have probably raised it. I would have raised it, right? He just called. I would have raised it to maybe 75. I would have raised it 50 because I know I got him. He's got the set of threes. Off I go, and I got the ace of hearts. Then on the river, the king of hearts comes. So now I got the nuts with the ace high flush. He bets 25 and he only raises 50. What are you doing? See, that's where he should have raised 50 on the flop with the set of aces. And then when the guy bets on the river, then go 100 or so. Because he's going to call. He's got the set. If he's betting, he's going to call. So that's what he should have done was raise the 8 when he got the set of aces. Because he knows this guy is not going to be in unless he has a hand. Therefore, he's not getting out. So he's telling you, I got a hand, I'm betting, and otherwise he doesn't bet. He kind of checks and calls and folds. So he's usually at best he's checking or he's folding. You know how he plays. You don't know how I play, but I haven't been in too many hands because I haven't gotten shit. Or if I've gotten like king, queen offsuit, and then $2, I'll put it in. And I always limped in. I never caught aces or kings. So I'm limping in, but then somebody will make it 15 on the button or something, or sometimes the big blind's making it 15. So then I'm folding because I don't want to catch it anyway. I don't know where I'm at. Even if I catch the king or queen, I don't know where I'm at. So I am just I just fold that. I folded 8-7 of diamonds that I wanted to see a flop. But you can't see the flop. I mean, if you can see the flop for $2, maybe $5, but you can't see the flop for 15 without a made hand, without some, ace, king, queen of diamonds, pair of nines, pair of jacks. Okay, you can see the 10. 15's a bit pushy because that's how you lose. You see the 15 and then you don't catch it. Now what do? I got 8-9 of diamonds for $15. The flop comes ace, king, and 5. What do? I got crap. Even if I catch my 8 or 9, I got crap. He's either got a bigger pair or he had hit the ace or the king. So there's nothing. There's no way I'm going to win this hand unless I catch the flop. So I don't want to pay 15 to see if I'm going to catch the flop with an 8-9 of diamonds. So that's been happening to me during the night. I'm getting cards to see the $2 but I'm very rarely getting around and then somebody's raising it up to 15. Now, I don't believe they're raising it to steal the pot. That'll happen with the pros when there's thousands of dollars in there. Everybody sees 2,000 and then it gets to the end. The guy makes it 20,000 to steal the blinds, right? Well, in my game, it's $2. You're stealing $6. Like I don't think you're betting 15 to steal 6. If you are, you're playing the wrong game. So anyway, so I'm noticing that. So nobody really knows how I play because all I've been doing is folding or seeing the 2 and folding. So am I tight? Yeah, but you don't really know because I haven't really gotten going yet. I'm kind of hiding. So I finally catch a hand. This is my last hand because I lost. I've got what did I have? It's $2 to me. The guy next to me makes it 8. I'm big blind. He makes it 8. Goes around. We're heads up, and I got 9-7 of spades. And I go, okay, it's only $8. So I said, okay, I'm gonna play. What the hell is an $8? What's a $6 raise? What is he got, an ace? I mean, I'm like, well, if I catch a straight or a flush here, I'll get him. So the flop comes. Ace, jack, and like a 6, but the ace and jack are spades. So I got 4 spades. So I check. And he makes it $8. I'll call. And I yell at him, I don't like 8s. I like 7s. I hate that number. Next card is the king of spades. I believe the flush hit then. King of spades. I believe it was either the turn or the river, but it was the next card. It doesn't matter. So I check, hitting the flush. He bets 18. Now, I think that he's hit the ace or the king. He's either hit his aces or he's got aces and kings. But because I checked the 3rd spade, there's no way he puts me on a flush. I think ace, king, jack was out. So he makes it 18. So I check 18. I've got a flush. I make it 50. and it fucks the whole table's like, wait a minute, you can do that? I didn't know you were that good of a player. That's the professor being the professor. Of course you don't know because I haven't gotten the hand to do it with. So I make it 50, figuring he's got two pair, even set. I got him. And he goes all in. I got about $200 behind the line. So I put in 50, I got 200. I'm like, or maybe 170. And it takes me about 5 seconds, and I call. Now, why did I call? Well, I've got the flush. How am I going to fall? And I believe it was 9-7. So I got a 9 high flush with an ace and a king out. And yeah, it's ace king of spades is out. So I say to myself, well, what has he got that he would go all in with? If he had a flush, he'd want me to call. He wouldn't go all in. I got a flush. How can I fold it? I've been checking, so he can't put me on a flush. But I raised 50. So I don't know what he thinks I have. You couldn't put me on any hand because I raised 50. I can't check. You bet not come over the top. I actually checked raising him. And which normally shows a real strong hand, which it was. He goes all in. I deliberate for about 30 seconds and call. Hey, Bobby Bo. The electricity, the internet, everything. The pool's open. It's a wonderful day. Yeah. It took a while, I think. I didn't know how to do it on my phone. This is pretty much systemized. Hit, add do a live, do this, put your title in. And on the phone, it took me about a minute or two to figure out where do I go to do this? I think YouTube was blocking my last few questions and comments yesterday. I don't know. It could have been them or it could have been me. Because the problem on the phone is they disappear right away. And I know there's a disappearing click, and then there's like don't disappear, and I might have had it on disappearing, or that's on my WhatsApp, so I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I can see it. So anyway, we're at the poker table right now. Oh, okay. Well, I'll ask away now. Hopefully, you still remember them. So I make the call. I got the flush with the 9-7 of spades with an ace and a king out. And he bet $8 before the flop. So I'm putting him either on a pair or something. There's no way he's got the flush. He's either got a pair or he's got a 2 pair. I got a flush. I got him killed. So he goes all in. Now, normally, if I want to call, I'm not going all in. As I said, if I hit 4 aces, the last thing I'm doing is going all in. I want to get your money, so I got to make a bet that you're going to call. I don't want to go all in because you're probably not going to call it. So he goes all in. I call. I said I got a flush, and he had a higher flush. He had a jack 4 of spades. So his jack beat my 9. And I lose, and I kind of make a comment like, you don't know how to play, do you? You didn't know how to play against him. You don't know, and you just fucked this hand up. And, it was, okay, so what did he make? What was his mistakes? Okay, what are you betting $8 on jack 4 for? Well, what kind of idiotic thing? You're the first guy. Everybody folds. Normally, I fold if I'm just going to be 2 guys because if I catch my flush, I'm probably not going to win a lot. If I even catch the flush, because it's too obvious. If there's, what did I have? 7-9 of spades. So if it comes up, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I'm probably not going to get any money with the straight. So I didn't ask him why he went all in. I didn't really care, but that was such a bad move because he's lucky I called. I really wasn't getting cards. I was really a little tired. I was really there to get away. I didn't really have much of a feel yesterday, but I said to myself, I can't fold. I got the flush, and it's not like there's four spades on the board where then he could have a higher spade. There's only three, and I had the flush, so the odds on him having the flush, and then he's playing Jack 4 for $8. I just shook my hand like, you're a fucking idiot. And that's the problem. You got bad players, and the bad players don't know they're bad players, right? I would fold the Jack 4, especially first to act, which meaning I was the big blind. So he was the first guy to bet, and he's betting 8 to win what, the $3 antes. You're raising to 8 with Jack 4. It was suited. Oh yeah, of course, 3 spades is going to come out. Now it happened to, but that was just lucky. And then he bets all in at the end, which had I really been razor sharp, I would have probably figured out. I don't think I could have figured him. I could have put him on a flush. I was really surprised. You know what he says to me? He says, I thought you had a straight because the ace, king, queen, I guess, was out. No, it wasn't ace, king, queen. I don't know what it was. Or maybe it was a queen of diamonds or something. I thought you had a straight. And my answer to him was, I don't bet straights into flushes. Why would I bet a straight into 3 spades? Again, people don't understand at all how to play poker or how to analyze. It was a simple thing. So if there's four diamonds and I hit a straight on the board, why would I even bet it? Because the odds on you having a flush, and guess what? A flush beats the straight. Why would I even bet it? So it was really, but that's the problem. You get idiots who have no idea how to play, just like the other guy who bets $50, $60, looks away, and he's on a straight draw. And you're like, and then of course he went broke. So I lost my 200, which was fine, or 250, whatever. I lost my money. But then I didn't reload. I didn't go back get 300 more. I just got up. My Ukrainian friend from the week before, the Olympian, was there, so I said hi to him. I said goodbye to him. Didn't say goodbye to the guy. I just got up and left, and that was it. That's my 300. And was there a lesson learned? I mean, if somebody goes all in with the jack, I mean, first of all, it's such a bad bet because what if I had the queen? So he's assuming I raised it to 50 on a straight with 3 spades out there. I don't know what the hell you're betting $8 on with a Jack 4 pre-flop. That's such a stupid bet. See, that's why you just check. Yeah, last night at poker. Well, I didn't. He countered my figure 4, and I lost. But I'm explaining what went wrong. I hit the flush. He had a higher flush, but it was played about as bad as you can play, and I raised 50, and you got the jack and the queens out there. You maybe just want to call it. That's a hand you show down. So he thinks he's got me killed with this flush, like I'm an idiot, like I don't know. Like there's 3 spades on board, and I got a straight, and I'm gonna raise with my straight. Okay, you bet $8 on Jack 4 of spades, and you're questioning that I had a straight. I don't know. Really, really strange, but that's what happens. I'm sure they see a negative and positive when they see the professor at the casino. The positives, they learn about gold and silver. The negative, they get ass handed them in poker. Usually they do. So anyway, so I had this out. Nobody really commented on it. No, like I said, I lost with the flush, um, where I can't believe this guy had a flush, and I can't believe he went all in with the jack high flush. I could have had the queen. It was a really dumb move by him. He misread me, which is what I do, right? Well, I had a flush. It's not like I called with nothing. I had the flush. There's only three spades out. It was a perfectly good call. He just happened to have a higher flush. He plays Jack four. I mean, at least mine was 9-7 of spades. This is silver. So the first part of the story is I'm at the sports book waiting to get the table, and I show the guy next to me. We start talking gold and silver. And he says, "Well, how do I know if I get quality silver or junk?" So I pull it out of my pocket because this is supposed to be for poker. And I says, "Here, it's one ounce, 9995 silver. If you get this, you know it's good silver. Plus, you're buying it from a coin shop. You're not buying it from Joe off the street. But as long as it says that and it looks silver, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck. If it looks silver and it says 1 ounce and fine silver, it's silver." So anyway, so we were talking at the sports book because I was waiting for my seat. So I lose, and then I go back to the sports book to see if the guy's still there to continue our education, but he was gone. He didn't wait, which was fine. I didn't care. I mean, it's up to him to wait, not up to me. I didn't. If I see him, I see him. So had a little gold silver talk with the guy. When I told him it was going to go to 2,000 an ounce is when I got his attention. And he was like a street guy, Bobby. He was I'm a street person. In other words, that's my job, is to go and scam people and, rob women's purses or whatever the fuck the guy does on this, whatever that a street person is. What was that you had out, by the way? Yeah, this is the silver. Does this look gold to you? It's silver. This is what I took with me as my chips. So I bring casino chips for luck, and then I brought this just in case the conversation got up. So that was poker last night. So the guy played it so bad, and he played it better. I could have maybe folded, but as bad as he played it, I couldn't really fold the hand. I had to think my flush was good. Who all ins with the jack of spades? He bets $8. Oh, he's on a spade draw. I get it, but again, you raise pre-flop with the jack four of spade. I think he did anyway. Anyway, it was a bad bet going all in. Unless he thought I made it 50, so I have a hand, so I could go all in, and I'm going to call. I mean, maybe that's what he was thinking. Anyway, there's nothing I can do. I mean, it's not like I had 4-2 of spades. Then I might have got out of it. But at 9-7, the only way I could have got out of it is think, okay, he's going all in. He's got a big hand. There's 3 spades on the board. But I still didn't really think I could be beat with the 9-7 of spades. He could have had 5-3 of spades, but he probably wouldn't have went all in. But who knows? Strange player. That's hilarious. You say that, professors. That brings me back to a few years ago, conversing with a security guard in downtown Tampa, and I was thinking to him about sports betting and investing. Yeah. No, I mean, I sit down, and the guy was friendly to me, and I said, well, we started talking, and then it was, he started talking about investing, and I said, well, do you have any gold and silver? He says, do you have a good investment for me? And I said, do you have any gold and silver? He says, no. I said, gold and silver. Gold and silver, it's not an investment, but it's the best. I mean, if I had I would rather buy a bunch of gold and silver and just sit on it than go start a company like the idiots where I was working, where they're buying these small companies and thinking they're gonna, it's like buying an old house, right? We're gonna fix it up and sell it for profit. Yeah, sure you are. And that's the thing with this guy. My old company. We're going to buy these piece of shit companies that are profitable, and we're going to turn them around and make a lot of money with them. What kind of business is that? Okay, I can understand swapping houses because everybody needs a house. But buying a little dirty, filthy, stupid company, if I had the money, I never would have bought it. What are you doing? What just put the money in gold and just wait for it to go up. Why go through all this headache of trying to make I'm going to make the company profitable? That'd be like me buying the barbecue place, giving the guy $10 million, maybe more, and then I'll run it. And what am I going to do? Run it better than them? Or, it's sort of like, what's the point of that? Just take the 10 million and buy gold and silver and just wait for it to go up. And I'm out of dollars, right? So not only is the company I was working at stupid, but they're going to go bankrupt. Why are they going to go bankrupt? They're going to go bankrupt because they've got their money in cash in these businesses. And what's going to happen to fiat currency? It's going to go to zero. And he kept respecting what I was saying and giving me credit, but would keep saying, I don't, man. I'm just a street guy. He was an overall cool guy who thought what I was saying was valuable, but would sort of downplay himself almost like he can't invest because he's too much of a street person. Like that's all he will be. Well, it's got nothing to do with you're a street person. You work in an office. You work at a ball field. You work at a casino. I mean, do you have money? Do you have money to afford that you can then go and buy gold and silver with? I mean, no matter what, if you're working, this guy's a security guard. He makes money. He pays bills. So you're hoping that he makes more money than his bills, and then he has money left over. So you would think, you'd think he'd be okay. I'm going to eat the avocado for dessert, Bobby. This is chicken on a pita. This is chicken on a pita. And the pita's a little carb, but not much. And then avocado for dessert. So, I mean, the idea is you make so much money, you spend less. You have money left over. Most people put it in the freaking bank, get interest and pay tax on it. That's the other beauty of this. It's a savings that's not taxed. Now it is taxed when I sell it, maybe if I sell more than $10,000 worth. So if I sell 9,000, this is savings and interest that I don't have to pay tax on it. And it's going to keep its value because it's silver. So I hope you guys had a chance to watch our guy yesterday. Let's see. Here's our guy, 111. So this is you kidding me? Why does it do that? So here it is, 111. That's what I was trying to tell you. But see, I'm on the computer, I can get on the phone, but if I'm on the phone, I can't get, if I get off of YouTube, then it stops the video. So this was very good yesterday. He was on by himself. There was no thing. Russia's cyber attack exposes U.S. $2 quadrillion dilemma. I don't remember what the cyber attack was, but he, it's basically they're forcing it to go to gold and silver, right? It's forcing. The U.S. killed Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein because they wanted gold-backed currencies. And it's on YouTube if you want to watch it. So there's Gaddafi, came out with a whole dollar, just like our dollar, our gold that we see, Bobby. And he comes out and he creates it. And the U.S. kills him for creating the gold because they don't want anybody on the gold standard. What the fuck is that? I'm really embarrassed to be an American with the bullshit that this government pulls. Oh, wait, you want to have a gold standard in your country? No, we're going to kill you. Excuse me? This is my country. I can do what the fuck I want. You're the U.S. I'm Professor Land. What the fuck are you talking about? So they actually threaten people to not permit a gold standard because they know the gold standard will kill them. Because they can't compete with the gold standard. And it goes back to JP Morgan wanting the monopoly on this, and they can't compete with the gold standard. That's why they keep the price of gold down. They don't want competition for their monopoly. This is the evil JP Morgan. He makes Putin look like a good guy, right? So be careful. These American guys are far more vicious than Putin or Xi or any of these guys. They're probably up there with Stalin and Hitler if you really want to get the degree of evil these guys are. That's what they are. Oh, you want a gold standard? We're killing you. And they killed them. They killed Gaddafi. They killed Saddam Hussein. They blame whatever, but it was because they had gold coins that they were going to come out with. Can you believe that shit? Good for you, Bobby. It's a very healthy food. Plus, it doesn't make you hungry. It's really good for that. And but you can't, when you do your fast. How many hours did you do your fast, Bobby? Are you still fasting? Did you get up to 70 hours, or you said you were on your way? You hadn't hit 24 yet. But if you did, if you got into the 50s, I bet your digestive system's all fine now. I bet your body healed it. So again, but when we get to Russia and China, what's the U.S. going to do? They don't want to go to war with them now. I don't see how they go to war, and I think that's Russia and China's plan. Is together they're not going to kill us, or they're not going to go to war with us, and we're going to go with gold. So they've been collecting all the gold, and I think that's what they're doing. But it took a country like China and Russia. It's like KC, or it's like Alabama beating up all the weak teams. The Mexico states and Mississippi State and Vanderbilt, and they looks great. And then all of a sudden they come up against Georgia and they get their ass kicked. And I think that's what the U.S. they Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein. Now they get up against Alabama and Georgia. They get up. Here's Russia and China, and they can't just blow them up. So that's another reason I think the gold and silver finally goes. Plus the dollars, they're under the impression they'll just keep printing. Good luck. And then all these dollars are coming back. And everybody knows, everybody's going to gold, all the central banks. So we all know the price is going to go up. We don't know the trigger, as I told you yesterday. We don't know the trigger, but we know it's the gun's loaded to fire to get our gold and silver way up, especially silver. It's so undervalued. It's ridiculous. So, if people ask me an investment advice, what am I going to tell them? You can't go into stocks because they're about to crash. Bonds, you're getting 4% and inflation's 15%. And let's not kid ourselves. The real rate See, when the government gives you this 7% inflation, they're not including food and rent and energy. How the fuck do you leave them out? So what do you got in there? I mean, what else is left? What, a computer, a cell phone, or even, are the sales strong or weak? I mean, how about cars? I mean, nobody's selling cars. I hit a lot of 16-hour fast. I haven't hit the 24 mark. Are you going to buy any stocks after the crash? I'll buy gold stock, because when gold goes to 50,000 an ounce, Newmont Mining is going to go to, $500 a share, and it's at 40. So I'm trying to save a little bit of money to buy that, but my gold and silver will go up. So I'm not really. This is kind of buying the stock, right? I buy this at 20, so it's a $25 stock that'll go to 2,000. How many $25 stocks go to 2,000? So that's kind of my stock, but it's in coin. It's better. From long-term holds, I don't have any long-term holds in this market. What would you hold? What do you think would be there? What, Amazon? Or Tesla is not going to sell any electric cars. Amazon, I mean, I don't know. I still don't even understand Amazon. It wouldn't be the autos. Is it Microsoft? I heard Bill Gates so corrupt. What was he doing? I don't know. He's buying a bunch of farmland, but he's just he's really like just after money. He's not, his foundation's bullshit, but he's controlling something. But I don't. Okay, what you're doing and what you keep seeing here. Let me go to a better one. Let's see. So there's some that say like 97% of Americans are going to lose everything. I don't know if I saved that, but I care. Everything will be wiped out. All right. Now, what he's talking about is fiat currency, and your only out is gold and silver. So when I read that, let's carry it forward. What does that mean? People are going to be, lose all their dollars that they think, I got 100 grand in the bank, I'm safe. I don't care what happens, because it happened in 1980. It happened in 2000. It happened in 2008. And I was fine. I had money. And that's what they think. They're not smart. Brady doesn't play for New England anymore. You can't use the Brady stats, but they want to. So for your comment, what would you long time hold if nobody has money to buy their stocks? As everybody's getting wiped out, what do you think they're doing? They're selling their stocks because they need money. So in the long term, what are you going to be in? You think everybody's going to go to Disneyland? Everybody's buying iPhones? Where do you go? I would say the only possible would be Coke and Pepsi. I mean, that's it, because we're still going to be drinking Coke and Pepsi. That's about it, but we're not. What else are we going to have? We're going to eat food, but everything, like, we're not going to Disneyland with no money, and we're not going, maybe we buy a computer. Maybe, are we buying an iPhone? No, we're probably buying the phone at Walmart for $100 like I do. So I don't know what it would be that is going to be okay now after this crash and the market's at 5,000 or so. Then we'll have to see what survive. We'll have to go through the wreckage, and then we can say, okay, this is, going to Amazon, going to Google, whatever it is. I don't know, because you're not going to have an economy, because you're not going to have people with money. So therefore, everything that's bought with the money now is not going to be bought with the money later, because there's not nobody's there to buy. That's the problem. That's why you buy the gold and silver. Me and you will be there. I'll buy this. I'll be Eddie Murphy. I'll buy this. And I'll buy that. And I'll buy that. Oh, you got a Mercedes? Yeah, here you go. I'll take the Mercedes. I got an ounce of silver. Normally gold, but we got silver right now. Thought you were shining your coins for a second there, Professor. Just check the silver price, and well, Bobby, not to check the silver price because you're still COMEX. So these idiots are still doing the derivatives, shorting gold and silver, because all they look at is, the dollar went up, I'm shorting gold and silver. They don't understand the inflation, the economy, anything. Okay, so keep that in mind. So that's just fantasy 2087. That's just another buying opportunity. You can probably go get it for 23, 24. Go buy 50 ounces. I don't wait for that price. I don't even look at it, but that would drive me to buy another 20, 30 ounces today at $23 an ounce. That's the beauty of it. See, we know what's going to happen. We know it's going to go way up. So they're going to give us an opportunity. People look at it and go, oh, it's down to 2087. Therefore, it must, there's no interest, which is what they're trying to do, is get you off of it. It's sort of like the first pitch is outside, the second pitch is outside, and you're thinking, oh, he's just going to walk me. And then it's 3-0, and then he gives you the fastball on the inside corner for strike one, and then he gives you the curveball right down the middle for strike two. And you're going, wait a minute, I thought he was walking me. I got 3 bad pitches. And that's what they're doing to you, Bobby. It's just simply, it's no good. It's not worth anything. Look at the price of silver. It's down, and it's just bullshit. We know it. It's a fix. Don't get caught by it. That is a buying signal to you. As I said, when they flip the switch for gold and silver, and Putin's going to be the one with his hand on the switch going, okay, guys, now let's get off the dollar. Who wants to hold the dollar? They're fucking sanctioning people. They've got these massive interest rates. So keep in mind, now I'm Swiss and I want to buy a euro. And what I'm doing is like, when I buy the dollars, I'm not really paying for them. I'm saying, give me $1 billion. So I need the dollars to buy the euro. They're not paying them for it. It's a loan, right? Okay, I'm gonna take out a loan to buy all these, and I owe you. Well, that was at a 2% interest rate. Now the interest rate's 5 or 5.25, whatever Powell does. And when he does that, it then creates, wait a minute, I don't owe you. I owe you another $5 billion. And that's what they're doing it. And they're doing it. That's why they're doing it. It's not for inflation. That's the rhetoric. That's the magic trick. Oh, look, in the left hand, I'm raising interest rates for inflation. In the right hand, I'm raising them to get more money from the people that owe us, to get paid more money, because that's more money in for us at a higher interest rate. That's why they're doing it. So I'm Switzerland. I'm like, fuck you. I don't want to be in the dollar. But they got to blow up the system. Why can't I just take my Swiss francs and buy euros? Why do I need US dollars to buy it? And that's dated all the way back to, if you wanted oil from Saudi Arabia, you would have to pay it in US dollars. So you would have to buy dollars to buy your oil. And that's really what this bullshit is. And that was by Kissinger. He did it, and now we know he's the Dark Lord Sauron, because he's training Klaus Schwab and all the other Nazis into this one world order crap. That'll never happen. People do a lot of stuff to scare people to get. Why is there scary movies? What's the point of them? They're just incredibly stupid. So that's all coming from Kissinger. So he's the puppet master of the Dark Lord. But we know what happens to Dark Lords. They all get defeated because you can't, if people don't want it, they're not going to take it. So Schwab, we'll have a one world government and one world currency and digital. Yeah. Good luck, fella. Nobody cares. Nobody wants it. It's not going to, it's like electric cars, man. Well, everybody will be driving electric. Fuck you. I'm not, you can't get the money out of my wallet to buy an electric car. It ain't going to happen. I don't want it. No desire. You can't make me buy a product. That's like going to the grocery store and there's pig balls. Except for Bobby, nobody wants pig balls, right? So you might have them, but nobody's going to buy them. And I kept it in the pig family for you, Bobby, that and the pig ears. Well, that's my point. They can't force it down your throat. So your investment should be buy as many of this as you can. That's it. That's your investment. That's also getting you out of. So the first thing is it gets you out. You got 100,000 of this. It gets you out of that into this. Then the kicker is because it's been held down, and this $20 bullshit price is really 1,000, let's say. Then you're going to get the rise in value of it finally going to an eBay auction where the physical price meets the physical demand. And that's what we don't have. That's damn true, Professor. It's like fear sells like sex in the country. Pig ears is the best. Well, no, but pig balls. Well, you're gonna cook pig ears for me, Bobby. That's what we're saying. You'll be cooking the pig ears for me. But if they have it, I mean, is it a big? Is a million people buying pig ears? That's why I use pig balls. Who's running to buy pig balls? How do you even cook them? So what I'm saying is you can't use COMEX to get your price. You got to use the Russian metal exchange, which they're working on to get the real physical price. And it'll be a much, much higher price because, as I said, if I had a PSA 10 metal card, the demand would be here. And the price on eBay would coincide with the demand, right? I got gold and silver up here, but I got the price down here. Why isn't the price up if it's heavily demanded, which it is? Russia, China, and India have huge demand, not counting all the central banks, and Saudi Arabia and South Africa. They all have high demand for gold. Why isn't the price where the demand is like it is for a Mantle card, right? The Mantle card, the price is here. The demand is here, and then the price would correlate. Look at the Jordan card, right? Demand's through the roof, and the price is $1.5 million for his rookie card, for a PSA 10 Flair rookie. So that's where the price is. It's $1.5 million. It's not 200. And so the question asked is, well, let's say they were JP Morgan's price fixing the Jordan rookie card, and you could get it for $25. Would you buy it, even though now you don't know it's $1.5 million? You would think it's $25. But if we looked at demand, if somebody offered me the 25, the Jordan card for 25, like they're offering me silver for 20, same thing, right? Would I buy it? And you can see we buy it by the fistful, right? Oh, you want to give it to me for 20? It's probably $23, $24 today. Sure, here you go. That's the point. You want to keep giving me this at this low price, I will keep buying it. It's all about, is the demand there? Now, the demand for gold at $2,000 an ounce is huge. If it was $30,000 an ounce, would the demand still be that high? And that's what you guys keep asking me. Am I going to be able to sell it when it goes to 10 grand? And I'm telling you, that's how it gets there. And once it goes, and people see, the kicker is you're either in this or you're in this. There is no third choice, right? You could run to euros or yen or won or British pounds, but basically it's the same thing. This is actually better than those, and they suck, and this sucks. So your choice is either I'm here or I'm here. So why would you want to be in this? So that's really your option, right? It's where do you want to be, and that's the point of it. You want to get out of the dollar and into the silver. So therefore, it's 30,000. So now, okay, so that's where I was going. So now this is $10,000 an ounce for silver. Again, okay, so I have 10,000 of these that are worth about $5.50, or I have this. So will you sell your money to get into this? And the answer is yes. I mean, if you can afford it, you are, but you want to be in at 25, and then now it's worth 10 grand. You're like, hey, I just made a shitload of money, versus now to try to buy it at 10 grand, will it go up to 15 grand? That's the other thing. It depends how fast it went up and everything. That was the point I was trying to make. My mind's so active. I'm like going, why did I start that example? But that's it. So if silver is now at 10,000, am I going to be able to sell it? Yeah, because they don't have any other option. Probably by that time, the dollar will be out. It'll have no value, and they'll have probably a new dollar, which if it's not backed by gold and silver, it doesn't really matter. So that's where you're at with the dollar. If you keep holding it, you can see it's lost 98% of its value. So what are we waiting for it to lose 100%? People won't hold it, and that'll be their only option, is to go into gold and silver. So you can easily sell the gold and silver to them. If you have it and you want to sell it for 10 grand, they will be many buyers for it. It's just, what can they afford? If silver were to hit 50,000, you'd have a harder time, because you need people who have 50,000. But at that point, you might buy gold with it. So you go to the coin store with 10 of these and say, give me an ounce of gold. So you're not even paying for it. You're going to buy a house with it. Here's 5 ounces of silver. Well, it'll be gold. A car, or you want to buy a Mercedes, here's 5 ounces, give me the Mercedes. So you won't even really be always cashing it in for the dollars to then buy something. You will use this to buy it. But what they're not really explaining is they'll come out with a new currency, right? There'll be a new dollar. So don't panic yourself like, oh my God, when this goes out, what do I got? So there'll be a new dollar. So Bobby's got 100 grand in the bank of this, takes it and buys 50,000 of the new dollar, because that's what the conversion rate will be, because this is a piece of shit, and that's probably a piece of shit if it's not backed by gold. So always keep that in mind. If it's not backed by gold and silver, it's still going to go to zero, right? Nobody will have confidence in it. And that's where the communists / Keynesians and MTM guys or MMT guys don't get it. So if they come out with another currency, it's not backed by gold, it's going to go to zero. So you have to keep that in mind, that this is what's going to happen. So you only want the currency backed by gold. So these guys that say, oh, there'll never be a gold standard, there's no choice. There'll have to be a gold standard, because especially with Russia and China, who the fuck's going to trust Russia and China? So you're Saudi Arabia. You got all this oil. Are you going to trust China and Russia? Yeah, I'm going to buy their currency. It'll be good. Yeah, right. So you end up not trusting anybody except for the people you trust gold. That's the beauty of what we're doing, right? Everybody trusts gold. It's gold. As long as it says 1 fine ounce of gold, I don't care if it's a Cougaran, a kangaroo, a maple leaf, or a US dollar. It doesn't matter. I don't have to trust anybody. I trust 1 ounce of gold. And that's the beauty of what we're doing and why you can get rid of it, because there'll be huge demand. At worst case, maybe you can't sell it on eBay. You go to Switzerland, you go to the bank, say I'd like to sell this, and they'll buy it. And what do people do with the Picasso? It's worth $1 million. They can sell it. They go to an auction. They sell it. There's always a buyer for it. There's always people with money. It's funny how, when Bobby was playing baseball, how many billionaires were there? Like zero. And now there's like all these billionaires, and they're not really billionaires, because this has lost so much value that now they get $1 billion, but they're not real billionaires in the sense of when we were growing up, a billionaire. You never heard of a billionaire. So the reason they're billionaires is just because the money's worthless. And if they're not smart, which most of them aren't, they're all going to be worthless. So that's going to be the ironic part. These elitists who want to run everything aren't going to have any money to do it. They're going to walk into their own trap. Oh shit, I don't have any money. I forgot to listen to the professor and I didn't buy gold and silver. Now I just got this paper crap. Oops, there goes my $2 billion. Warren Buffett, there goes my $2 billion. And how does that fucker not understand gold? What a loser that guy is. He does have silver. We will give him credit, Bobby, but he has no gold. So for a rich guy, he's an idiot. So just because you have money doesn't mean you're smart. The only billionaire I heard of back in the days was Vince McMahon. Not Ric Flair wasn't a billionaire. The Rock's not a billionaire. With the Rock and Hollywood and wrestling, he's not a billionaire. But I'll tell you what, the Rock's going to run into is the same problem. If he doesn't put it in gold and silver, the Rock ain't going to have any money, because people think money in the bank and stocks are value. They're not anymore. Your stock's going to go to zero because of all the selling and all the companies not really making. Well, maybe they won't go to zero, but they're going to get hurt. And the money in your bank, that's going to be, it'll be what you can sell, get the new currency for. So that's basically what'll happen. Right? You'll buy the new currency. If you got 100,000 in the bank, you'll buy 50,000 new currency. So that's really what will happen. Vince used to come out on the mic and talk shit to the fans saying, I'm a billionaire. How about Donald Trump when they did that whole little scheme? He's another idiot, Trump. He actually went bankrupt with his casinos and the buildings in New York. He owns all these buildings. And his casinos were going broke because he couldn't afford. He needed like $1 million a day. He needed like $30 million a month to cover the expenses of the casino. And he couldn't make it. He was going bankrupt. I think he got some loan or something. But he doesn't know what he's doing. Basically, his dad had all the buildings, passed it to him. Here's a building in New York. Oh, I'm rich. So when you look at the substitution and the competition, the only competition for this is that, not the other currencies. Now, Russia comes out with the ruble or the yuan backed by gold. That's the competition, and that's what JP Morgan's peeing in their pants about. But they can't go to war with Russia, China like they could with Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein. Even blaming bin Laden for the losses was a joke. As we know, it was a gold robbery. Now that I understand Kissinger, I had heard the Israelis were the ones who stole the gold and did the whole bombing and everything. And now I'm very convinced that was who was behind it, was really Kissinger. And they stole all, billions of dollars in gold that was for some reason under Trade Center 7. Who knew? And all the central banks are getting their money out of the New York Fed. And we just learned that Fort Knox doesn't have any gold. The U.S. is trying to buy or borrow 100 tons of gold. And I saw the question going, well, if we have eight tons of gold, why are they borrowing 100 tons of gold? We got 8 tons. See, we don't have any, nor does England. They sold it all. They thought it was worthless. They sold it because this is what happens when you have Keynesians / communists in charge. They don't understand finance and economics and money. They don't understand if I keep printing this, it will go to zero. That's why they count the cards are numbered. 25 count is worth more than a not numbered count because there's only 25 of them and they're obviously worth a lot more. But the Keynesians haven't figured that out yet. They figure, well, we'll just keep printing. Yeah, then they claim that they killed the fake Bin Laden that they showed watching his 13-inch TV in Afghanistan. Yeah, I love the spoofs they do on him. But they might have killed Bin Laden because he wanted to come out with gold currency like Saddam Hussein. I remember when he called him Saddam. Oh, he's an evil man. He wants to have gold-backed currency. We can't allow that, but they couldn't say that, right? They had to fake whatever. They put him in power, the U.S. He wants to have a gold-backed currency. They kill him. So I don't. He was torturing a lot of people. We couldn't have him in power. He lost his. He was anti-U.S. He wanted to have a gold-backed dollar. If only they knew the truth. That's why they killed him. I mean, can you believe that? And they showed. I was watching a YouTube. They actually showed Gaddafi's gold dollar. It was a gold dollar from Libya back, and it said it. You'd have liked it in silver, Bobby. I'm sure you would have bought the Libyan silver dollar. It was nice. It had a little crescent moon on it and everything. Now to get off economics, Professor, but how did you find that Chinese restaurant that makes General Chow the healthy way? I want some Chinese, so I'm going to get Chinese. I'll get you some, Bobby. So I can hire, well, you got to hire a Chinese chef. I was working at a place across the street from the Chinese restaurant 30 years ago. I didn't even have kids. I think I was married. I don't even know if I was married at the time. Maybe. So I'm working at this place, an auto supplier, cheap place. And this guy, an engineer, said, you want to go to lunch? I found this great Chinese restaurant. It's really good. And so I said, sure, I love Chinese. So we went there and I got sweet and sour chicken. The egg roll was great. And we would go every week. Then I I must have been married. Then I took my ex-wife, and on a Saturday night, we would drive down and get Chinese. And it was always funny, but it was never crowded Saturday night. But there'd be a ton of carryouts. So a lot of carryouts, but it would be very crowded at lunch. Lunch would be hard to get a table. But dinner, if I would go Saturday night, it would not be crowded. I remember I used to go during college football. So they had a little TV and I'd go, can you put on the game? And I'd be watching, and there'd be 5 people in the restaurant, but they do a fantastic lunch and they did a fantastic carryout. So I just kept going back. I'd get the General Chow and then I used to pay an extra $2 for a couple more pieces. So I found out I can just get the meal, which is chicken and broccoli, and not get the combination, which is the egg roll, the fried rice, the soup, and the General Chow. I'd get, let's say, 7 pieces of chicken and the fried rice and the egg roll and the wonton soup. And it was such a cheap price, $6. Well, fuck, you can't go to McDonald's with that. And so then I said, well, give me some more chicken. It tastes so good. I want an extra few pieces of it. I didn't care, another buck or two. Then it became, oh, you can just buy the meal. You can buy the dinner, which will give you like 20 pieces of chicken instead of paying for the extra one or two. And you get broccoli, you just don't get the fried rice or the egg roll. And I would get the soup. So then I started maybe ordering the egg roll on the side if I wanted it. And then I'd have all this chicken, and now I just get the dinner. So now I get 20 pieces. The whole thing is loaded with chicken and a little broccoli. I order an egg roll on the side. I don't get the soup on a carryout. I don't know what to do with that. So I just get the big shitload of chicken, and it's great, and the sauce is great. Then if I make my own chicken or anything, whatever I make, my hamburgers, I'm like putting them in and getting the sauce. It's fantastic. And she doesn't fry them; they're woked, and there's no MSG, and it's perfect. And I've been going there for 30 years. I took my oldest daughter is born in what, 93, so she's turning 30 this year in a couple of months, and I went before she was born, so I've probably been going there 35 years. I remember taking her when she was a baby. Then as she got older, we would start ordering them meals, and that's what we would do. And I talked to this lady. She says, "Oh, I saw your kids in here." And I said, "Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's the best Chinese." So I saw one a couple miles away, and I'm like, no, I'm coming to mine today, even though it's a carry out and it's 20 minutes away. It's a pain in the ass, but it's on the way to the pool. So I always go to the pool, do my workout, and then I'm already halfway there, and then I drive there. And then I got it. So I kind of complained to the lady. I go, well, the problem is I drive a half hour to get to you. I then got to wait 20 minutes for you to prepare it. But then I got to drive a half hour home versus when it used to be a restaurant and you could just sit down and then order, take the 20 minutes, and then you're eating it. So that's really the problem. And I cook so much here that I really like to get out and eat out somewhere, but that's okay. So I'm going to do that for dinner tonight. Medals will fly. Just be patient. We're waiting on Putin to hit the switch, so we don't know when that's going to happen. But it will happen, and then it will go through the room. It's a bigger restaurant. No, it's smaller. It's not a. It's like a carryout now. I was picturing a small spit like the ones in New York. Let me see. I might have pictures. I usually send the pictures. I'll send it to my girls and I'll say, look, here's the Chinese. Let's see if I send it to Daria. I do, but I might not hold it. Let's see. No, let me see if it's Jenna's got some. But I will send them pictures of getting Chinese now. Yeah, I'll take some today. I mean, it's just the menu. It's a big enough place that you can sit. Yeah. Let's try one more. No, I'll take some more. But anyway, it's not a it's a carry out place. So they're pretty quick within 15 minutes. If I go in, order it, and charity, we already know it's just like just give me the normal, and then she'll say, do you want an egg roll or not? Because it doesn't come with. Sometimes I don't get the egg roll. Sometimes I'll order two meals, like for the Super Bowl, because they're closed Sunday. I ordered my Saturday and my Sunday, and I didn't get an egg roll. But I'll usually get one egg roll and get the chicken. But if I want to try something different, I get two meals. But I just don't know what else to get. It's such a good meal. It's what can I say? All right, Chinese. That's what. So it's not a huge restaurant, but it's a carry out. It's got enough room that you're pretty comfortable in it. It sounds like a good time, Professor, eating some Chinese while winning football bets. It's the best, Bobby. You know that. So yeah, they must love you there. Oh yeah, we talk all the time. I told them I was moving to Alabama, and when I got back, I told them that you should put one of these in Alabama. You'd make a fucking fortune. You would have no competition because the Chinese there sucks. See, if they were really smart, they would definitely have more than one restaurant, but they don't know how to think like the professor and Bobby, and they don't. They should be franchising these out. Healthy Chinese with no MSG, and you're not frying it. Are you kidding me? Competition, there is none. Demands here, and you have zero competition, and you could charge that. Yeah, she just doesn't know how to do it, but that's what they should do is have 20 of these in the city. Yeah, we talk all the time. I'll say, oh, I just bought silver because I'll usually get the coin store today, and then I go to the swimming, and then I go get the Chinese. So I'll show her, do you got any silver? And she knows what it is. I don't know if she has any. I don't think she's at that level, but she's nice, and her and the husband own it, and they run it, and they're closed Sundays so they can rest because he had a heart attack or something. But anyway, yeah, it's a very hard business, but as popular as they are, they make a fortune. Imagine if you ran into Jim Harbaugh there and he was a regular there too. I would give him a piece of my mind. Well, it's a medium spot, Bobby. It's a carry out. I mean, there's room for 20 people. Put it that in the where the benches are. Get some Kung Pao. No, I stick with General Chow. I think I tried Kung Pao. Well, maybe Kung Pao here would be good, but what is Kung Pao? All I know is George Costanza ordered it once and it was spicy, and I'm like, I can get spicy in this. They put in those hot peppers. I used to eat them for my kids, and I'd tear up, and I would have to drink 20 glasses of water to get that hot pepper taste out of my mouth. So the kids would love it. I'd hate it, but they'd love it. So if I want hot peppers, I can get them in here. Kung Pao beef and Kung Pao chicken. Well, it's hard to get away from that, but I could try Kung Pao chicken. I don't think they have Kung Pao beef here. They just have a few, the normal steak and that, but the beef is not nearly as good. And the ribs aren't really good. They're more garlic than sweet. I get them once in a while, but I just, it's like a side with the General Chow. But I know I'm going for chicken. I prepare for it. I'll make, hamburgers or a roast or a steak. And then knowing I'm having the chicken on Saturday. Take out the peanut. The peanuts, yeah. Tell them to put in. You want pecans or almonds? Tell them to put in an almond. Almonds are the healthy nut. So let's recap. So a couple of days ago, I go for gas. I'm going to go to Walmart to get my Swiss chocolate. Let me show you my Swiss chocolate. It's 90s. So these are premium Swiss, but they're only $1.98. You can see the 90. These are just $1.98 at Walmart's, right? It's called Sam's Choice, but it's Swiss. Product of Switzerland, right? So if it's a product of Switzerland, I'm eating it. So it's Swiss chocolate, 90. It's $1.98. I go, fuck it. So I go to Walmart, and this is the only place I've seen them sold at, and I'll buy 5 of them. So I don't want to keep going to Walmart every day. It's not as close as Meijer's or the other stores. Actually, you're right, Professor. They only have Kung Pao chicken out here too. In New York, they had, but well, yeah, that's New York. But no, I don't. I'm fine with my General Chow. But anyway, so I went to Walmart to get that on Thursday. I got gas. My pool's closed. I don't have internet, so I want to get out. I get there, it's closed. Can you believe Walmart's closed? So Walmart's closed. Half the traffic lights were out, so you had to go make it a 4-way stop. Then I go to this other where I get my meat at. It's one of those expensive grocery stores, but the meat is a good price. That's the loss leader to get you in. You can get chicken or ribs or steak at a reasonable price. Everything else is super. You want to buy the Ken's salad dressing, it's $2.99 everywhere, but there it's $3.99. You're like, well, I'll just go to Meijer's and get it for $2.99. It's fucking Ken's dressing. What's the difference? That's like when they charge $2 more for cantaloupe. You're like, it's cantaloupe. What the fuck are you charging $5.99 and I can get it for $3.99 at every other the regular grocery stores? So I go to Bush's, they're closed, and I go to Meijer, and they were finally open. So I don't know if the Russians were testing us. I don't know if they controlled the weather and it rained and then they turned it down so it would freeze to do that. I remember somebody telling me here about Bevo, Switzerland, and they were preparing us for the power outage. Well, we just had the power outage. I don't know if it was all over the U.S. I thought it was more than Detroit. I thought it was in other states. But there you go. And now my other thought, my big danger thought. So I got a freezer full of steak, chicken, roast, and veggies. And I'm thinking, if we lose power, we're fucked. Even if we have a grill and you like the grill, all right, you make chicken. Then what are you going to do with it? Your fridge is out, right? And maybe I can go buy ice at the gas station and put it in my cooler, but it's not going to be in a cold place. So maybe it lasts me a couple of days. Then what do I do? And what do I do with the meat I have in my freezer as the freezer's thawing out because I don't have electricity and I can't cook in my stove. And if I have a roast, I can't put it in my oven and bake it. That won't work. So now all sorts of things I have to figure out now. What the fuck do we do? Because here I bought it because of the inflation, right? Oh, it's going to be $50 for hamburger. Well, I'm going to buy a bunch now, throw it in the freezer. Same thing with chicken. I might as well start eating my chicken because I can still get it for $1.97 or $2.20. What's the point of keeping it in the freezer at that point? But yeah, I'm assuming the inflation hits and the prices go up. So I'm really started thinking then, but if we don't have electricity, I'm fucked anyway because I can't keep it in the freezer and I can't cook it. Or if I do cook it, I can cook enough for one meal or a couple meals, but that's it. And I'll have 20 pounds of hamburger. What am I going to do with it? So food for thought there. We need to think of that. Then if you heard about Turkey, so they have the earthquake, 7.8. Biggest earthquake ever. Something smells fishy there. Turkey and Syria. My girl in Romania who's pregnant says we got a 4.1 aftershock. In Romania. Romania is not exactly next to Turkey. I think Bulgaria is between them. So it got all the way to Romania, a 4.1. Then Turkey goes into hyperinflation. What is hyperinflation? Hyperinflation, I'm going to give you the exact the exact definition. Hyperinflation. Money supply increases, prices increase faster due to expectations that drives the whole system. So, okay, Howard, what does that mean in English? Okay, it's the worst type of inflation. So you're printing the money. People now have the expectation that it's worth nothing. What do? Prices go up faster because there's a frenzy. It's like when you see the piranha and they frenzy the guy on like a James Bond movie and all the water splashes and the piranhas all, eat the guy to a bone in 10 seconds. That's what it is. So it's the expectations that your money's worthless. They don't want it. So they run to the store to buy. And because demand is up and everybody's buying tuna and milk and bread and the demand's through the roof, the prices go up. Everything but gold and silver. The demand goes up, the price goes up. So basically the money becomes worthless. Basically all the prices go through the roof in that currency. That's the kicker. That's what this is beautiful for. So if we have hyperinflation in this, guess who saves the day? This is reason number 14 we buy this. Hyperinflation happens. This has no value. The prices go up in this, not in this. I walk in with this. This should go up as much as this goes down. Because again, this doesn't change price because it's priced in dollars. As this loses value, this has to go up in value because it should take more of these to buy that. That's the whole point of this COMEX being bullshit. So in Turkey, whatever their fucking currency is, as that money supply goes through the roof, the prices in Turkey dollars would go up. But if you come in with US dollars or you come in with silver and gold, you'd be able to buy the store out with an ounce of gold. You're walking out with 12 baskets full of groceries because it's the dollar of the currency that's being inflated has the problem, not other currencies and or our favorite silver and gold. This is beautiful. This is the stopper, right? You can't fuck with this because you can't print it, right? What is it? Money supply increases. You can't increase the money supply if it's silver and gold. You can't just print it. You got to dig it out of the ground and find it and then make it into this. You can't do it. There's just not that much of it. Not when you compare it. Oh, we just printed 10 trillion of this. You can't, first of all, you can't print 10 trillion of this. And maybe you could find 10 trillion, which I doubt. I don't think there's 10 trillion ounces of silver. A couple million, I think. So this is the savior of Rome, as I steal from Gladiator. This is the savior right here, this in gold, because you can't print it. It can't go to zero. This is going to zero because they're going to keep printing it, and then nobody will want it. You can't print this. This is why we own it, and I'm telling you to buy it. Kung Pao, take out the peanut. Kung Pao. Professor, how about meals per day? Do you have 3 meals or again, you're there, or just a meal on here and dinner? What the guy at the casino said when you showed him that eagle. Okay, Bobby. So how many meals do I have a day? I eat from noon to 7. So this is kind of a meal. I'll have an omelet. I got the chicken, so I can have an omelet, and then I'll have the Chinese. So it's usually, I don't really count. It's a window. So I start at noon, that's why I start now. Noon, 12:30, whatever. If I get really hungry in the morning, I'll have a water or a coffee or a tea. No sugar. And no sweet and low. Never sweet and low or sugar. So even though the coffee doesn't taste that good, that's why I put the cinnamon in it. So it's really lunch at 12:30, dinner at 6. I might have some cauliflower or grapefruit or some fruit at 3 o'clock if I'm hungry. But when you keep away from the chips and you keep away from the regular chocolate and the regular Coke and Pepsi, you don't have the cravings. That's what I was trying to tell Nick. You lose the cravings because that's, as we talked about, the MSG is in the chips. That's why you can't eat you eat a handful of chips. I can eat this, and then, look, I still haven't finished it yet. If these were Fritos or Lucky Charms or M&Ms, I'd have eaten the whole thing and kept going. Got another bowl. How many times you get a bowl of Lucky Charms and you have two bowls of it, right? I'm not eating 2 avocados. I only eat 1 avocado a day. I'm not done yet. I can put it down, and I don't have that. Oh, I need to eat more. I'm hungry. So that does it too. So to answer your question, I start eating at noon. Call it a meal or not. I might have an avocado and a tea and then have my omelet at 1. That's a meal. And then at 6 o'clock, I'll have my steak. I'll have my General Chow. I'll have a salad, water or whatever. Mostly water with it. Occasionally, I'll have like a Diet Pepsi with it. I don't recommend those, but just for the hell of it. And that's what I'll have. And then you try to cut it off. I ate the dinner. And the funny part is I don't eat the full meal anymore. I would eat the whole meal. Now I get this huge thing, 20 chickens. I maybe eat 8 or 9 of them. And my thought is, oh, good. Okay, I'll save this for tomorrow. And I'll eat it tomorrow for lunch. That'll be my lunch, is the rest of the General Chow. And I think I've shown you that before, where I've showed you the General Chow. So that's kind of my pattern, is I look at it as a window. Now, some people eat 1 meal a day. I just don't eat breakfast. I start at noon and I end 6, 7. What's been screwing me up is I got to figure out, like, during the show I eat a little, but if I go to the club at 5 o'clock, I then get home at 7. I really miss my say I would normally eat that at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then I'm done. So I've been in this dilemma of, what do? I haven't really had dinner, but now it's 7:30, 8 o'clock. What do I do? And I'll do a little bit of nibbling. I'll have an orange, or I'll have a little pieces of chicken instead of eating my dinner. So it's been kind of screwing me up. So I got to figure that out. But now when I'm at my desk job, I would have coffee at work or tea. Then I would come home about 11:30 or 12, or if I'm too far away, I will eat there and have my lunch, at noon, and then maybe snack at 3:34. I would bring in the dark chocolate. I would have the avocado at my desk at like 11, 11:30. And then I'd go home after work and I'd eat my dinner. And then I'd go to the pool. So that's how I do it. But I don't normally, never having breakfast. The only time is when we're on vacation and I'm in Europe, and what am I going to do? And the buffet that I paid for is open till 10. So about 9:30, I go down and I'll get the eggs, which I'm eating anyway, which is fine, and the bacon and some meat and some veggies. Once in a while, I'll get a roll just to have something, and coffee, or I'll have them make me omelets. That's kind of what I do in Europe. It kind of fucks you up because, especially if I'm there with Jenna, I can't really, what am I going to do? Where I'm home alone or even if she was here, I would go to the noon and 6 anyway. I would make for her, and then I would eat my lunch, and then I would make dinner, and then we'd eat dinner at 6, and then we'd probably go to the pool after or during the afternoon. But that's what's hard about it. At the club, I don't know. It's close. I mean, there's regular lap pool. That's what I run in and do a little bit of swimming when I'm healthy. And my back's not going Thursday and Friday. My back's a lot better. I haven't been shaky. So I think there was something I was doing in the pool that was causing me to keep injuring my back. But it's feeling fairly good right now. I do notice when I sleep, it's a soft mattress. and in the wrong position, it does hurt me. But generally, I'm okay with it. Yeah, it's an indoor pool. What the guy at the casino said when you showed him the eagle, he was very interested, but I didn't really have the time because I got called to the table. So he says, how do I know if it's good silver? So he doesn't want to get scammed. Good question. And that's when I showed him, well, if you get this, it says 1 troy ounce, 999 fine silver. I says, this is real silver, plus it looks silver. Usually the scams are when you're not, or if you're buying like this, if somebody tries to say this is silver, this is a quarter. I don't know what this is. It's not silver. It's 19. Where's the year? Oh, it's 2000. South Carolina 2000. So, but it's not, I mean, you can see the difference, silver versus not silver. It's pretty close, but this is silver. So I said, it's usually that. But I said, if you go to a coin store, you go to 5 Mile and you buy it, it's silver. And it's going to say only buy when it says 1 troy ounce of silver, fine silver, 999. If it doesn't say that, you're not going to buy it. But all his stuff are going to be country coins like the Kangaroo and this and the Philharmonic. They're all going to, they're fine because the country printed them. And you can't fool that. You can't make that because you need the silver to make it, right? You can't substitute silver for aluminum and then have it look the same. It's just not going to happen. And the guy wouldn't sell it anyway. So I said, that's, if you're worried, that's what you need. So he was like, okay. So he wanted to know a little more about it. But again, I had to go to the table, and I didn't really want to miss. Normally I would have talked to him, another half hour and really got into the detail, but like I'm at the hot tub. See, here's a guy who's a street guy at MGM in the poker, in the sports book. He understands. These idiots at the hot tub at the club are don't get it, right? So I mean, what are you going to do with these clones? So that's why I don't really help them. I'm like, unless you are smart enough to have the now this guy said hi to me, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll talk to you. So, it's an indoor, it's a rec center, right? It's a city rec center. I go on the bike. There's treadmills, weights, all this stuff, more treadmills, basketball courts, a running track up top. They play, I guess, floor hockey. And then the swimming pool, there's a hot tub, there's a sauna in the men's room and in the women's room. So it's a nice club. It's cheap because I say I live there, but I don't live in Livonia anymore. I did before Alabama, and they're like, that's fine. So it's $20 a month. So I go there almost every day. And at worst, I take the sauna and the hot tub and run around in the pool a little bit. But it's really mentally. You exercise for your mind, not for your body. And I don't need it. As long as I eat healthy, I don't really need I don't exercise to lose weight or anything. I like to keep my shape. So I do some aerobic type of stuff, but really to be healthy, it's how you eat. I'll see these huge people there, and I'm kind of torn between helping them and saving them and telling them, you probably don't want to hear it. You don't know me. Again, these are strangers. So if I see a real fat guy, part of me wants to say I can save your life. And part of me just is like, he ain't going to listen. Just let him go. If he wants, because all he's got to do is do the fast, right? All you got to do, if he did the 18-hour fast and stayed away from sugar and carbs and high fructose corn syrup, because I did it. I dropped 70 pounds. I know it works. My blood pressure is normal. My blood sugar's down. Boom. So I know it works. It's not does it work? I've done it. I'm the guinea pig and it works perfectly. So what I showed you, that Dr. Ekberg, the Swedish decathlon guy, it fucking works, man. It just, he explains it, and it's very healthy. So Bobby, you need to start getting on some 20. You need to skip a day. I know you can do it, Bobby. I wouldn't do it on a Saturday or Sunday. Maybe eat Sunday night, maybe Monday don't eat. Just try it. Humor me. But you got to get, if you want the autography to work and clean up your digestive system and anything else wrong with you and lose your weight and get your blood pressure down, you've got to do it. Do a few, skip a whole day, right? Have your coffee and your tea and your water. So eat dinner Sunday. All right. You eat 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. We'll let you eat at 7. And then don't eat Monday. Have water, tea, and coffee. Tuesday, get up, and now you'll realize you're at 36 hours, right? Because you've went from, let's say, 7 o'clock Sunday to now 7 o'clock Mondays, 24. You wake up at 7 o'clock, you're at 36. You go to noon, add 5 hours, you're at 42 hours. So if you can just skip Monday, get up Tuesday and eat it, your noon and 6 time, you're at 42 hours. All of a sudden, your digestive's fine. If you go long enough, it'll create stem cells for you. So you don't need stem cell surgery. It'll do your probiotics. You won't need that. Your defense system will get healed. You'll heal yourself. Your body will do it, but you got to let it go. And then that's why you consistently do the 18-hour fast, is no matter what I eat, I could eat chocolate cake. If I do an 18-hour fast, it eats it up. So anyway, that's what you need to do. So the guy, yes, he was interested. He liked it. He's like, wow. I said, but this way I know I got it. And he, we were just getting into the meat when I was called, but nobody at the table mentioned it, but we were playing poker, and so we didn't mention it. But, so we talk about it here. Be careful of this girl scam. So I've got WhatsApp, so I can talk to my girls in England and Europe for free, right? We text each other, send pictures, videos. And today's Daria's birthday, so I sent her some money for her birthday, and she loved it, so she's enjoying it. And this other person starts texting me, Howard, is that you? And I go, who is this? She never really answers who she is. I just get a letter. So I get a thing from her yesterday. She says, oh, I'm lonely. Do you want to get together? And I'm like, I don't know. Okay. Who is this? So she sends me a picture. She never answers the who. She says, I'm in another city a little bit away. And I said, oh, okay. So she says, well, why don't I come over tonight? I'll come to you tonight. And I'll spend the night with you. And I'm like, I don't know you. I don't even know who this is. Why don't we meet and then we'll shoot from there. I don't know who it is. I don't trust anybody. So I'm like, well, we can meet. Okay, I'll meet you at 7 o'clock. So she, okay, I'm gonna leave now. Oh, I don't have gas in my car. Can you PayPal me $20 to get gas? I immediately block her and delete her and say scam. Who the fuck needs money for gas? And so if you fall for that and you actually give her the money for gas, what ends up happening is you'll never hear from this person again, because you don't know who it is. You don't know where they're from. She probably wasn't even in Michigan. And you'll give her the 20 for gas, and that'll be the last you hear from her. Right? She's not real. It's probably a Russian guy giving you the PayPal. She didn't even really, she kind of invited I'll just come over, and I'm like, who are you? I'm not comfortable having a stranger come in my house. I got gold and silver in here. I'm not just going to allow people in my house who I've never met. Let's go to a little restaurant bar. We can sit at the bar area, have a drink, and talk, and we can go from there. But I said, "Where? How do I know you?" She says, "Well, you went to Michigan," and I'm like, "No, I didn't go to Michigan. I went to a business college. I didn't go to Michigan or Michigan State." So I sit there and I'm just, I was like, you got to be kidding. So be careful of these scams. Apparently, there's a lot of this shit going around. People need money. They're going to send you a hot picture of a girl, and oh, hi, I want to meet you. I'm lonely. Why don't I come over? And you thought it's great. Yeah, sure. Why not? But when they start asking for money for gas or a card, it's a scam. So this other girl says, "Oh, can you give me money for a card on Amazon?" And I says, "Why?" She says, "Well, I want to play a video game." Don't you buy the video? I remember when I was with my kids, we would buy like Lord of the Rings or Mario, and you bought the cartridge for the game, $40. You put it in your machine, your Xbox, and they played the game. I'm like, what do you need money to play a game for? Now, maybe it's different now. Maybe you actually are playing a game online and it costs you money to play the game as opposed to actually buying the cartridge. So it's like streaming, right? So you rent, let's say I wanted to watch a movie on YouTube, you actually would pay $3.99 to rent it. And maybe that's what they're doing with these games. I have no idea. And I said no. And the girl gets all upset and oh, and I'm like, I don't do cards. Cards, when a girl asks you for a card, it's a scam. So there's a lot of scamming about to happen with all this recession and depression and fucking with the currency. So be careful. Especially, I asked the girl for pictures and she wouldn't give me the pictures. And I'm thinking, my girlfriends in Europe send me, if I ask Jennifer a picture, I don't even have to ask her. She sends me, Daria today, it's her birthday. She sent me a picture. I'm sure she'll send me a picture of the cake and her and her daughter cutting it or enjoying whatever. I got pictures of them. These girls try to tell me I can't send one, or they come up with, oh, my manager won't let me send. What the fuck is that? Oh, so your manager's what, the Russian KGB or Russian mafia is running you? You want me to believe that the Russian mafia has got you locked up like you're some sort of, if you are being sex trafficked, then yeah, you're in a hotel room locked in. You're not talking to me in the first place. So if you want me to believe you're in America being sex trafficked and you have a manager who won't let you send me a picture, I got some oceanfront property here in Michigan to send you. So I just hate these people. Like I go, do you think I'm a fucking idiot? I said, I don't do anything till I meet the girl. And if I meet them online, I see them. And that's how I met like the European girls. I meet them online and we talk and we email. Then I go fly and it's them. I've never had one that I thought was them. It isn't them. It's always been the girl that I saw, and they same with me. So let me read Bobby. Indoor pool, Olympic pool. I remember about 10 years ago when I first tried Tinder and I matched with an attractive woman who kept sending me videos of her in the shower. And then she kept insisting that I send her pics of Bobby Bo. We know what you mean, Bobby. We smell what you're cooking, Bobby. Like an idiot, I sent her about 3 pics until I finally realized it was all a BS scam and cut things off as soon as possible. He or she is probably selling pics of Bobby Bo Strudel. Well, no, what was going to happen, Bobby, is she was then going to start asking you for money. Oh, I want to visit you, but can you pay for the airfare? That's the famous one, right? So if any girl wants to visit me, who I've been talking to for a while, and wants airfare, I say, I'll buy the ticket and then I'll send you the ticket and I'll pick you up at the airport. And they don't, I'm not going to send them the money to buy the ticket. You'll never see them. Now, the girls I know, I send Jenna the ticket and she shows up in Lisbon or the Ukraine. I'm not worried about it. Once you get to know them and you meet them, then it's a whole different, then it's fine. It's just like your girlfriend, right? So that's the thing. So if I was to meet Daria in Turkey or where, I would send her. I would buy the ticket, e-ticket to her, and then we would meet there. But even Jenna, I do that with. I buy the ticket and then send it to her, and she's fine with it. A normal girl will be fine. Just send me a ticket. So if they don't want to do that, it's a scam. I mean, there's so many. They think we're idiots, and we've never had sex before. I guess I don't know. Selling the pics, Bobby. Yeah. Well, you never send them the whole shot, Bobby. You either send them A or B, and if you send them A, who cares? And if you send them B, they can't associate it with that. It's Bobby B's. It's Bobby B's SmackDown. Bobby Bo's SmackDown. Just be careful. This girl yesterday, I never talked to her. I never heard of her. I kept saying, "Who is this?" She says, "Hi, is this Howard?" And I go, "Yeah." "Who is this?" And then she wanted me to pay her on PayPal, which I thought was a red flag, going, somehow she'll get my PayPal address, which will give her my email or something, and somehow I'm going to get fucked with it. One of those, you just paid so-and-so $500 out of eBay. And it's bad enough, these scams, when the people say, you've got a PayPal order for $500. And you're like, I didn't do an order. I don't see it. And then you keep checking PayPal. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit. They want you to go into this link so they can grab your information. So never go into the email. What you do is you go into your PayPal on your own and you check it out. But usually you're okay with it. So that's what it is. My baseball bat, for lack of a better term. Your SmackDown, we'll call it. We'll keep it wrestling. And I know what I can smell what you're cooking, Bobby. I can smell it. So you don't even know if it's the girl you're talking to is the girl in the shower, right? And that's the thing with these, I'll call them models that hit me up on Instagram and Twitter. So it'll be one of these, celebrities, as they like calling themselves. And they'll send pictures and I'll go, I could send you pictures. I could pretend I'm you. I could send you pictures of this one girl and say, hi, I'm her. But when I ask for a phone call where I can see them. So I say, let's do a video call on WhatsApp and then you can see the other person. Let's do that. Then I'll know it's really you, but they never do it. And when you call them, you know the voice from the movie, and then you listen and you go, this doesn't sound like you. I go, I know what you sound like. I believe when you're doing the movie and you're talking, and I watch more than one movie and it's pretty much the same voice, I pretty much know what the voice is. So I really don't know what the hell you're talking about. Let's see. So from that standpoint, you've got to be very careful with that. So you got to test them like, well, let me talk to you. Let me see you. See, if I send a picture I could say I'm this girl, right? I mean, I could send pictures of this girl and go, I'm the girl. And you would have no idea. And you go, oh, wow, I'm getting pictures of this hot girl. And it's all bullshit. So you've got to be very careful with that. You actually see my girls in Europe, I would see them on Skype, right? I would see them as we talked. So I knew it was them because it's like if you ever came up to me, you see me at Caesars at a poker table or in the sports book, you would know it's me because you see me here. So you know, yeah, that's the professor. It's the Teaser King. There he is. That's what he looks like. That's what he sounds like. So if you see me, you know that's what I am. But if you can't see the girl, you don't know what it is, right? In other words, I could send pictures and text doesn't mean it's her. So that's the battle I have. So this one girl from Instagram, I say, well, send me some pictures of you. Now I can get pictures off her on her Twitter or off the internet, but that doesn't mean anything. And her excuse is, well, I can't send them because of my manager. And I go, oh, that's just full of shit. Even girls in Russia are sending me their picture. What are you talking about? So I don't believe that it's her because you can't even send me a picture. But even if she sent me a picture, I wouldn't believe it's her. I would still believe it's a scam until she got on Skype with me or Teams or something, and then I could see her like you're seeing me and have the conversation. So that's what it is. Think they are what, Bobby? Michigan State and Iowa are playing right now, college basketball. Iowa was down 13 with 134 left and just sent it to overtime. Well, who'd you bet on, Ryan? Did you take the dog? That's a typical, that's a tough one. Bobby, what do you mean they think they are? They think they are held or what? I don't know. Anyway, that's the problem with and they'll like, oh, I don't have time to play games. I'm the real person. Well, you're playing games, the real person, because you're sitting there. The comment above might have been blocked. Oh, yes. The last comment was my baseball bat, for lack of a better term, and then it's think they are. So yeah, something got blocked. I wrote something encore that before. We'll write it again, but keep it in simple terms. See, I don't know why. I guess it's an algorithm that blocks it because I know Phil does the same thing. He sends comments, and I assume you guys can see these top chat comments on the right, like I can that I read. Like I read Ryan's. Now that's what he sent me. So I believe that's all. I believe he sent me one comment and that was it. And he might have sent others, but that's when I read them is what I'm seeing. That's why I read them. So you guys know that that's what I saw. I don't ignore them unless it's the strange people saying, I don't believe that's really Bobby Bowe or something like that. And then I'll block them or I'll hide them. But I read the comment as I see it. So if there's something you wrote and I don't comment on it, I don't see it. That's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. Anyway, so that's what you got to be careful. This whole online dating is just such bullshit. I pretty much wrote how some things in society are a shame, like how these subpar women think they are celebrities because they have a few thousand followers and they do movies. And it's funny. Exactly. Yeah, they think they are. Yeah, okay. Yeah, probably because you maybe instead of saying subpar said something else and they blocked whatever it is you said. Ryan, didn't bet it, just watching it, cooking my steak, bacon, and eggs, and overheard the announcers going crazy. Sounds very healthy, Ryan. I applaud. Today I'm getting General Chow and broccoli, so I'm right with you. Try to do like a 24-hour fast to clean yourself up. If you do a long enough fast, like 48 hours, you'll actually get stem cells and all that stuff. That'll be really healthy for you. And you'll have your chance of strokes and heart attacks go to zero if you just keep the sugar and carbs out of your body. The sugar is what causes all that evil. Yeah, it's funny when they think they're celebrities. Or the funny part is the gals that do the films, they'll sit there and they keep coming up with a manager. Like they have a manager, and I can only picture it's like Bobby the Brain Heenan. And they're like, I don't have money. He took the money. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? Why would your manager care about your money? Why would he control your money? Or this one girl, pretty popular girl, yesterday, she says, well, I can't. If my manager finds out I sent you pictures, he'll fire. I'll get thrown out of the business. And I'm like, but no, you're the reason. It's supply and demand. If you're hot and you're demanded, you'll never get thrown out of the business. That's not why would they throw you out? That they make money off of you. So that makes no sense at all. Do I eat bacon? Yeah. If I go to the buffets, I don't normally buy it at home. Once in a blue moon. It's not a normal part of my shopping, but I'll buy it once in a while. I don't want to eat them. It's like I don't buy Oreos, right? If I bought Oreos, I'd eat the whole fucking pack. So what I tend to do is if I go to the Sunday buffet, I will, or like when I'm on vacation, when we're in Portugal, I would get I just pile the eggs on my plate, and then I'd take 6, 7 things of bacon and some ham and turkey and then salad and all that stuff. That would be my breakfast. Then I'd get a roll or something. He throws out too hot one, he will go out of business. Well, that's the thing, is the manager, why would she brings you all the money? Why would you get rid of her because she sent a picture to me when there's all these pictures out there? And so you're telling me that all the other girls can send me pictures, even guys, I could tag you and send out your pictures. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, how does it? Then she'll decide to say, well, he has my phone once in a while. Why does he have your phone? Why would you give him your phone? He's your manager. So what? Why would he have your phone? Oh my God. I'm like, is this your husband? I mean, what are you talking about? Hey, Phil, did get my half-ounce gold 1,006, still waiting for it to arrive. What was their time frame on it? And good luck. You'll love it. Yeah, the half ounce is better than getting 2 quarters for sure. And that's not a bad price. So $2,000 for an ounce is a very good price. Phil is alive. Yeah, Phil's here. We got a big class today. We got all the regulars. I'm doing 1 meal a day, no sugar, no oil. You can have olive oil, Ryan. That's fine to cook with olive oil. No syrups, no artificial sweeteners. Carnivore diet is what I'm doing. Eating eggs, steak, bacon, ground beef, ribs, pork, fish, cheese, and butter. And you can have your veggies. I'm hoping you have like your broccoli and your cauliflower and your red and yellow peppers and your mushrooms. To have your salad because it's a good mix with it. You can put a little bit of honey and cinnamon on if you have coffee or tea or water. You'll be fine with that. And then Ken's dressing because there's no high fructose corn syrup. Laugh all loud. What's Phil? You owe us a few kinds of silver for missing this week. 5 to 10 days to arrive because I took the free shipping. When did you order it, Phil? So you got 5 to 10 days. Yeah, too bad you just can't go right to the store and then you walk out with it. I don't like taking stress with gold. If I want to go to the coin guy, give him the money, walk out with the gold. Like here, I walk out with the silver. I don't want to be waiting. I can't. That's too much. Bobby, missing this week. Damn, these typos are all over the place. Well, Bobby, you don't know how to type, so we try to figure out what you're saying. It's a little game we have. I saw an ad for 777 silver on TV. They wanted the same price for 999 silver though. First I ever seen that ad. That's because it's becoming extremely difficult to get silver, so they're going to start reducing it, and you've got to be sharp to realize that. But what the hell was it? In other words, this is 999. I don't give a shit. This says, and this is the bullion, not the actual coin. But what does it say? It says 1 ounce of silver, 999 fine silver. This is what you, if it doesn't say 1 ounce fine silver, I don't know what the hell 777 is. So I assume it's bullion. I know Trump has like gold. He's giving away a free bar of gold that has Trump on it. I saw that ad the other day. I just laughed. Like, I am scared to buy Trump stuff because it's going to turn people off. I don't want to have, I want to be all neutral where people see an eagle or people see Lady Liberty. I'm not going to have a problem selling it, but I wouldn't want Biden or Trump on any of my coins. Maybe like The Rock or Stone Cold, that maybe that on the coin, or Bobby or Mantle or something. Well, I have my baseball, my Highland Mint coins. Ryan, I love my Caesar salad with cucumbers and tomatoes, and then just put the Ken's dressing on it. Get Ken's regular. Don't buy low cal dressing. Buy the regular. And there's a little bit of sugar, but how much dressing are you putting on it? But Ken's doesn't have the high fructose corn syrup that Kraft does. I ordered it on Tuesday, 2/21. I paid in crypto profit. Very good. Now that makes perfect sense because what else are you going to do with the crypto? So 2/21 is 2/25. Okay, so you get it next week. Yeah, I seen on JM Bullion it costs less paying with crypto, which is really odd because you don't know what the value of the crypto is. The guy showed me crypto yesterday was 23,000. So, make your money and get the fuck out of it. Sure. You ordered from there, Phil. Yes, Bobby, my preferred method for gambling and metals. Phil, no, I went to SD Bullion, Bobby, but JM also takes the crypto. Well, we got different wrestlers, SD and JM. Very interesting. Bobby, yes, Phil, I withdrew my NFL playoffs and Super Bowl winnings with Bitcoin, then sold for cash. Very good. Get out of the cash, Bobby. Get into gold and silver. Nice, Bobby. That was smart. Yeah, so just realize, like, to get out of crypto, here's the difference. To get out of crypto, I got to go to paper. To get out of this, I don't need it. I don't need to get out of it. But if I do get out of it, I can go into paper, or I want to keep it until the new paper's out. Then I want to get out of this into paper. I don't know that you get out of this into crypto because crypto, you're trapped. Crypto has no value. It's in US dollars. So if the dollar goes to zero, what is crypto's value? However, if the dollar goes to zero, this value becomes very high. And that's the point I'm trying to make. So you can't get fucked holding gold and silver. But what is crypto worth? And that's, I think, my biggest argument. What does it become worth when the dollar's gone? Now they'll come out with a new dollar. Now they're going to revalue Bitcoin to the new dollar. And then you still are stuck in dollars. And I guess I'm stuck in dollars too. So this goes to 2,000 an ounce. I still sell it. I get 2,000 whatever dollars. I do, but that's only going to be to pay bills, whatever I cash. You're reluctant to just, like, if silver hits or gold hits 50,000 an ounce, why would I sell it for 50,000 only to pay bills? Or if I wanted to buy a car, like that, when I went into Toyota and I said, well, I'm going to buy, I can buy a Camry with an ounce of gold. And the guy says, well, I'd want you to get money first. And I'd be like, no, you won't. You'll take the gold because you'll know the gold's worth it. Why would you do that? What do you think's got a better chance of keeping value? The gold ounce worth 30,000 or the 30,000 in cash that isn't backed by gold that'll never hold its value? I mean, these people are so stupid. Anyway, I really like the way the Cougarans look and look forward to. Oh, you haven't gotten your Cougarans yet. Didn't I show you the silver ones the last time? Um, do you need me to show you the silver cougarons? I can do that, but I think I showed it last time. But yeah, they're nice. The kangaroo's nice. What I really want is a silver. It's the year of the rabbit, and I like rabbits. So I really want to see if he has some silver rabbits, and I can buy 20 of those. Those would be Chinese, I believe, but China doesn't let their stuff out of the country usually. Although if somebody from China came here and had them and then went to the coin guy to sell them, then he would do that. So you're ordering silver cougarans. I really like the way the cougarans look. Okay. I seen them on JM Bullion site, Professor. Do you own silver cougaran? Yeah, I showed you. I'll go get them. The exact same arguments are made pro crypto and pro gold. I don't want to open that can of worms, but a lot of people look at crypto as new gold, want nothing to do with physical gold. Well, they will soon. Yeah, let me get you my gold cougar. Yeah, I have gold cougar. You want to see the gold one or the silver one, Bobby? Before I run and go get it. Let me know what you want me to run and go get. I have a lot of gold cougarans. They're $70 cheaper than the Eagles. And again, all we're trying to do is buy an ounce of gold. Well, Phil, but it's not, I mean, unless you have this, you know, they can say the crypto's silver, you know, it's silver, but unless you have it, it's not. I mean, you can call this is gold, right? Or no, Bobby's favorite. So I could call this gold, right? But it's not. But you got to at least have it. The Bitcoin to me is like an ETF. If you think you have gold until you actually get it. I seen the gold last time, so we can look at the silver. Okay, let me go get the silver. I like to diversify, but so far each side is correct. All right, I'll be right. Give me 5 seconds. Okay. Here's the silver cougaran. Got to get it in the right light. So as you can see, compared to this, it's pretty similar in size. And then on the back, on the bottom, it says 1 ounce of fine silver. Doesn't give you the 999, but it's 1 ounce of fine silver. It's all we care about. So that's your silver cougaran. They're pretty cool. I thought you had cougarans, Bobby. No, I think he's ordering them, Phil, but he didn't. He didn't get them. I have silver maples, Krugs, Eagles. Want some pandas and some mollusks just to mix it up. Get the Philharmonics; those are kind of cool, but not pressed about it. They're all the same. They'll all be good. Oh yeah, that's the one, Professor. They look good. Can't wait to get them. Yeah, I like these, and I like the kangaroos also. Although I don't have a kangaroo, I have a kangaroo gold, but I haven't seen the kangaroo silver. So people will come into my coin store. That's how he gets them, and then if I see them, I'll buy them. So obviously somebody came in with the cougar in. He gave him $20, and then I buy him for 25. He makes his $5. Oh yeah, the Philharmonics. I want those too, Professor. Yeah, that was I got them in gold. I haven't seen them in silver yet. Yeah, I'm getting the harmonic after the Cougarans. Need to get some of them. Love the design. Yeah, that's a nice thing too. You have the kangaroo silver. Okay, I haven't seen it, but that's good. Yeah, we want to have fun with it. But I mean, they're all worth it. Let's see. A lot of people look at crypto as new gold. Want nothing to do. Well, I don't think they don't want. To just elaborate on your crypto talk. They want to get out of the system, right? They know this is bad. I believe is what their point is, but they don't understand is I'll get into crypto because gold doesn't move. So they're missing the whole. They either miss the JP Morgan holding the gold price down, or they just see the low price and don't understand JP Morgan's holding the price. They just see the price being nothing, and they're looking at it as a investment. So they look at it as Microsoft. Well, if I get into crypto, it can go from 16 to 23 or 23 to 50 or 50 to a million, or it never goes down. And they don't see like gold do that yet. And they don't quite understand that it's money, and we don't know what crypto is. So, but the government's kind of keeping track. Again, JP Morgan does not want the competition. But just ask yourself this: what are the central banks buying? They're buying gold and silver. They don't buy crypto. So keep that in mind. It's going to go where the banks are, and they are in gold and silver. So I understand your point, but I'm trying to explain is why the people are in crypto. They're trying to get out of the system also, but they don't understand gold at all. If they did, they'd be in gold, but that's, whatever. You don't have to sell them all, Bobby. You're not going to sell them all. You're going to sell what you're going to love is when you bought it for $25 and you sold it for $2,000. That's what you're going to love. I did read an interesting article about a guy who bought Walmart silver. So they allow vendors to list on their website. Some fool around found 10 silver eagles for 26 total. So Walmart was selling the eagles at face value, the dollar, because neither of these are actual money. So a real one that I have it says it's worth $1. So were they selling them for dollars? That's crazy. I'm talking about the Krugerrands and the kangaroos, by the way. Yeah, I got that. Well, again, I assume you're buying like 20 of each at $25, so that's cheap enough. But you don't have, sell your eagles first. It doesn't matter. But I assume you're buying multiples. So, but you're not gonna, once the price goes and you need to sell it, you're going to, it depends what the point is what are the prices going to be? What is a steak going to cost when they screw up the dollar? And in replacing the dollar, you have silver. What is the price of a steak? Well, what is the market going to dictate? Who the fuck? This is what I don't understand. This is why digital currency will never work. What are you going to price a steak in? What are you going to convert dollars to digital currency in, if you even have that? And then if I fly to Switzerland, what's the value of everything there? That's why this won't work. You've got to have each currency in their own dollars. And if I go to Europe tomorrow and go to Switzerland, I'm going to buy Swiss francs with my dollar. I'm going to go to the ATM, say, give me 500 Swiss francs, or I'm just going to use my credit card or debit card to eat dinner and pay for the hotel and the taxis and the restaurants and everything else. I don't use a lot of money there. So this would be interesting. Walmart was allowing counterfeit sellers on their site, but what moron would think you can get real ounces at less than $3 each? Well, obviously, um, that's a Madoff, right? It seems too good to be true. It usually is. So if you're buying them, if they don't say, I don't know what kind of silver they were, but I do know you can have bullion, but it's got to say like this. This is bullion. This isn't money. But what does it say? It says 1 fine ounce, 999 fine silver. So if that's what Walmart is, if it says that on the Walmart, but it's, the Atlanta Falcons, I mean, you'd be like, what the fuck? So yeah, you wouldn't want to buy them. But I understand what you're saying. That's why I go to the store. I go to the coin store. Been going there a long time. We know each other. I trust because I can see when he buys them, he goes through the whole thing to make sure they're real. So he's not going to buy counterfeit either. So what's he got? Especially when he's got this stuff. I know, he's got a Cougar Ant. I know what a Cougar Ant is. I got it in gold. When I see this, the last thing in my thought is it's counterfeit. And then it says 1 ounce of silver. I'm always looking, does it say 1 ounce of fine silver, 999? And if it does, I don't question it because it's an ounce of silver no matter what. It doesn't, even if there's copper and zinc and I don't care because then it's like 1.5 ounces of material, but an ounce of it is silver. That's how I look at it. Bobby. Yeah, it's like, damn, I got to sell my kangaroos. And the buyer is going to say, here's $2 or 2,000. And I will say, buy kangaroos and walk out smiling. Well, yeah, that'll be nice. Then you go buy pig's ears with it. I will hand them over with no hesitation for the 2,000 an ounce. Yeah, but you don't have to sell them all. It depends what you need. See what happens. But I'm not, what do I got? Almost 500 ounces now. That's going to take a while, but I got to give some to the girls. But I'm not really worried about selling them. I figure with a 20, I'll sell a 20 container maybe to buy gold with it. So it should be 8 ounces for an ounce of gold. I might be taking 16 of those ounces to buy more gold with. I don't know. That's what I'll have to see. Phil, I also demand the silver amount be printed on coin before I buy, preferably the dollar amount and silver or gold amount. Well, it depends if you're buying the actual coin or you're buying the bullion. So I have that 10-ounce bar. It's not going to give up value because it's just 10 ounces of silver I bought. So if you actually, in silver, I wouldn't be concerned with, even if you bought the American Eagle, that is the currency. It is the money. It's going to say $1 on it. The gold's different. It says 50 US. It'll say, I think it's 100 maple leaf or whatever. So it gives a value on the gold money. It does say it, but it's meaningless because are you going to want $50 for your American Eagle or $2,000? What are you going to want? So if you're doing it because then you know it's real because it does give that, then that's also another story. You don't have to give the girls anything. You've been there and done that. Get new girls. I like the girls. I like making them happy, and I don't mind helping them out. So no, I don't have a problem with that. I'm not trying to buy the girls. I'm just trying to give them a nice present. Them chicks got conquered. Move on to the next man. No, I like them. I like Jenna and Daria. They're very nice. Pretty girls. I like spending time with them. So, in my mind, and I know we live in different worlds, I'm going to give them a present. Well, I'd rather give them some gold and silver as a present, something practical. Roses tend to last but a week, and we go shopping when we're there. But like Jenna, I spend a week with her in Lisbon, and I sent her to Poland, so she's with her kid now. She ended up staying an extra week, but I didn't really pay for it. I just gave her money for a week. She said, I'm staying another week. Okay. So she leaves tonight. She's taking, now listen to this. She's got to take a bus to get to the train station in a different city. Then she's on a fucking train 21 hours to get back to her city in the Ukraine. 21 fucking hours. And first they check the tracks for mines. So it's not like Disneyland, man. She's getting on a train in Poland, going into the Ukraine, and they're checking the fucking track for mines. Oh my God! Then she's got to hope one of Putin's missiles doesn't blow up the train while she's on it. What a fucking nightmare! Half the time she doesn't have internet, so if she does get stuck, she's totally fucked. And then, but she's got balls. She says, "I'm strong. I'm a woman," and that's her whole thing. She is not sort of intimidated. But her son, she got her son out of the Ukraine because of the war, so he lives in Poland. But she won't come here because of her other son, who's in his 20s, who needs to be there for the war, so that he can't get out of the country. Although I was talking to a guy at poker yesterday, Ukrainian guy. He says, "Oh yeah, for like $5,000, he can get out of the country if he wanted to. Like they'll let you out." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I didn't hear that one before, but because he's from Ukraine. He's an Olympic biathlete. The guys that cross country ski and then shoot, and he does that. But he broke his arm. You can see the bone kind of sticking out of his arm at poker. Anything to intimidate you. And he's a good guy, though. I like him. So I saw him. Yeah, he was at my table again yesterday. But I trust him a whole lot more than I trust American guys at poker. That's for sure. We do live in different worlds. I'm not paying a girl for being pretty. She better bring much more than that. Well, I'm not paying her for being pretty. She's also pretty, but I'm not paying her anything. I'm giving her a gift because I like her, as if you would give your kids a gift when you see them, or or your friend. If you have a girlfriend, she's pretty, she's your girlfriend. You don't buy them Valentine's Day gifts or birthday gifts or stuff like that. I mean, that's pretty normal to me. That's all I'm doing. I'm not paying them to meet me. I'm not paying her because she's pretty. Bobby, we need a ruling here. What's your thought on this? But I mean, these are my girlfriends, basically. I'm not paying them because they're pretty as much as they're my friends, and I'm helping them out and taking care of them. That's kind of what I'm accustomed to. But come on with the "I'm giving money away because I'm nice" stick. Bobby will rule in my favor. Well, let's hear what Bobby is. But I'm giving them presents, yeah, because I am nice. Well, aren't you going to give some silver away to your girlfriends or wives or kids because they need it? That's okay, whatever. I'm like that. But I'm an INFJ. That's what we do. It sucks. We can't go to any. We can't go to any football. There's no football lines to go to. Would you give a guy money since you're a nice guy? Yeah, if he needed it. If I knew him. It's certainly not a sex thing, and it's more of a friend thing. But if somebody needed it, yeah. I mean, but the girl lives in the Ukraine in the middle of a war. I think she can use some money. I mean, she wants to eat, so I'm going to help her. The other one's in Russia on the other side of the war. She's being fucked by Putin, so of course she needs. So yeah, it's just my friends, right? But I tend to have more girlfriends than boyfriends. I don't know. I'm more by myself. I hang out and I meet people at poker. Now, I don't give the guys at poker a gold or silver. Now, there was a friend of mine at poker. She's very pretty. I've known. She like manages the poker room. So I was tempted to give her my silver. I brought the ounce for poker yesterday, but I didn't. But I would have, But I'm like that. That's okay. I don't mind. As Clint Eastwood said in that first a few dollars more, it's because I can, so I do. But I don't mind helping people. I know my girl in Ukraine needs money to live, so she needs it to eat. She doesn't work. She's being bombed. I don't give a fuck. But I don't really tend to date American girls. They're just now. See, that's the difference. The American girls want the money, right? Jenna doesn't want. When I give her gold and silver when I meet her, it's a present. But if I didn't give her this, I'd give her, something else. But that's how I am whenever I meet any of the girls that I meet. I already know them before I meet them. It's not like I don't. If I didn't know the girl, I wouldn't give her gold and silver. I wouldn't give her anything. I don't give them because they're pretty. If I don't know them, it's only they're my friends. We WhatsApp every day. So yes, that's why I'm doing it. But that's what I do with my friends. I don't know. That's just how I am. But I'm like that. So anyway, I think everybody got their power on. The pool's open, thank God. I was going to call the Chinese restaurant to make sure they were open, but I would think they're open today. So it's crazy. Power went out Wednesday night, so nobody had it Thursday or most of the day Friday. The casino was open. I knew they'd be open. I wasn't worried about them being open. What else? So we'll start getting into college basketball. Pro basketball, we'll get into the playoffs. I don't know what else to get into with them. It's so corrupt, and then the guys sit out. Oh, LeBron, I'm taking a day off. Well, fuck, I bet on you. What do you mean you're taking a day off? That's what in football, you don't really worry about that because there's only 17 games, so when they get a chance to play, they're playing. It's just that last week if they rest, which we sometimes know and sometimes don't. And teams that rest generally get bounced out in the first week. Who did we do that? So let's see who rested. Seattle, Frisco. Did Frisco rest their guys? I don't think so. San Diego played. Jacksonville, I don't remember. Miami, the Giants rested their guys. They beat Minnesota, and then they got their ass kicked by Philly. So Minnesota, I think, played their guys against the Bears the first half or something. But it definitely makes a difference. At the end of the day, it's the matchup, right? The Giants played many. If they would have played Philly in round one, they would have gotten killed anyway if they rested it. But there's no reason to rest it, especially Daniel Jones. He needs all the reps he can get. So what's going on in the pros? What kind of things are they doing? We don't know where is Fields going somewhere. These mock drafts are really pissing me off. Okay, first of all, nobody gives a fuck. It's a mock draft. And it's based on this guy going there and this guy going there, which, again, we have no idea. And then they got the Alabama quarterback 1 and the Ohio State quarterback 2. Why? What part of lessons learned? It's like hiring a New England coach. Since when has any New England coach been any good? And even I got to question Belichick. He's only been good with Brady. All of a sudden, he's not so good anymore. And then he's sitting Zappy down. So that's my point. I'm really wondering, why do you keep wanting these quarterbacks to mail? What is it that you seem to think that they're so good for? They're a high-scoring team. Why don't you get the guy from Western Kentucky? They're a high-scoring team too. That's who Zappy's from, right? So Tech Mahomes is from Texas Tech. They were probably put up 50 points a game when he was there. So why don't you just do that? Why even worry about it? So uh, I'm not hearing anything about the UCLA quarterback, and then the rest seem to be staying in. Hartman and Rising and Penix and Bo Nix apparently are all staying in college, and then you've got. So I love that. I'm listening to this talk radio in Detroit, sports talk, on the way down to the casino. And he brings up the Alabama quarterback, how small he is. And then he said, yeah, just because you're small is not a reason not to draft him. Look at Drew Brees. Somebody brings up another small quarterback, Bennett from Georgia, who I like. And they bring him up, and what do they say? Well, he's small. Well, wait a minute. You just said the Alabama one's not a factor that he's small. Why is the Georgia quarterback a factor? And then they say, well, he's 25. Oh, Brady played until he was 45. What the fuck difference does it make? And so you're only keeping your quarterback for 5 years, and then once he's on that second contract, and it's going to cost you the money, then you usually dump him anyway. I think he won back-to-back titles. I'm beginning to wonder what's wrong with the guy that you don't want to draft. Oh, he's small. Oh, but you just said the Alabama quarterback. So for the Alabama quarterback to be small, it's okay, but the Georgia quarterback to be small, it's apples and oranges. You're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And then they come across real stern, like they actually know what they're talking about, right? Oh, he's going to be great. Or the Ohio State quarterback. Well, I heard somebody who listens to my show is on going, I wouldn't take the Ohio State quarterback because none of the Ohio State quarterbacks ever do any good because it's their system, right? They're good in college because of the system. They get in the pros. They don't have nearly the talent and the balance that they have in college. So therefore, they don't look at Fields. Oh, everybody wanted Fields. Yeah, well, okay, take a good look at him. He sucks. So why would I take C.J. Stroud? What is he going to all of a sudden be good? Let's watch the Michigan game and see how he's there and go, yeah, he's going to do well. So you want to take the Georgia game, which you can, but he ran a lot, but I don't know. I don't know. It's such stupidity. What about the Tennessee quarterback or the Fresno State quarterback? They suck. You think I would take Haener over Alabama and Ohio State's quarterback in a heartbeat. Absolutely. And the UCLA quarterback and the TCU quarterback. Bobby, all right, I'm back. Just ordered my Chinese. Now time to go grab my Kung Pao. I'm still listening. Okay, so what is your conclusion? Phil doesn't think he thinks I give the presents to Daria and Jenna. I'm not quite sure what he thinks. You don't have to give the girls anything. You've been there and done that, get new girls. Well, that's not the point. I don't want new girls. I like the ones I have. Okay, now he's joking. I'm not paying a girl for being pretty. She better bring much more than that. Well, I really don't want a girl who is philosophical and fat and ugly. But I don't pay a girl because she's pretty. If she's only pretty, right? She's got to have a brain. I'm giving money away because I'm nice, Stick. Bobby will. Okay, so Bobby, rule that. He thinks I'm giving money away because I'm nice. And then he says, would I pay a guy money since you're a nice guy? So he's struggling with the fact these are my girlfriends and I'm giving them gifts. And what's your ruling? We need a ruling from you on that. Phil, rumor is Derrick Henry could be released, but needs $16 million a year for a few years at 29. Well, Tennessee's fucked because they don't have a quarterback. Now they got rid of their wide receivers. So they're just dumping money, I guess. I don't know why you'd get rid of Derrick Henry, but he'd be great on Kansas City. Falcons have old 10 OC. Falcons have old Tennessee, Arthur Smith as head coach. even though Falcons had number 3 running team last year, it may be worth a shot to me. Take pressure off of Ryder, maybe. Well, you can't even. Why is Ryder the quarterback? I'd rather have Hayner or Hooker as the quarterback over Ryder, or my UCLA guy. So you think they should take Derrick Henry, Atlanta? They got running backs. I liked their runner last year, the rookie. I'll take a 7 who I can talk to versus a 10 who any guy with more money can take. Well, we're not arguing that, Phil. I'm not. I can talk to both these girls. You can get a 10 that you can talk to. But they're very pretty, but they're very nice. And we get along very well, which is the chemistry, which is really the key. Do you have chemistry with her? But Phil, I'm going to give you a quick lesson here. You're always competing, and a guy who sees the 7 and can talk to her can also give her money. And at the end of the day, the girl takes the money. The girl's more interested in the money and the security and being safe with you, that you're a nice guy and a normal guy, and you'll help her out and she feels safe with you. That's what a girl wants. So if somebody else comes around, so if you're dealing with this girl who's a 7, but you can talk to, somebody else is going to see her and talk to her and give her more money, and then she'll leave you anyway. Because that's what girls do. They don't, But I know what you're talking about. Writing quick here while at a red light. Oh, you're at okay. Well, you can. Well, why don't you wait till you're at the Oh, you already picked it up. You just ordered your Chinese. Now to go grab my Kung Pao. Okay, so let us know when you get to the restaurant. You can type it in, but we need you as the referee here. And but I'm going to do it. But even if she's a 7, I would give her a silver coin. I mean, I would help them. Like I said, the girl at the poker, she's the manager of the poker room. I like her a lot. I don't know. She was married, divorced. I don't know. She's got kids. Doesn't matter to me, but she's very pretty. But I would give it to her just because she's my friend. But I didn't yesterday. But that's me in life. I mean, I feel good about helping people. I don't know. It's just me versus, I guess you could not help them, but that's not the reason they like me. At least I don't want it to be, is that I help them. My girl in Russia needs implants, right? So I help her with rent, and then she's telling me about this, and I said, well, I can't really afford the implants and your rent and stuff like that. And she said, Bobby, do I have an official ruling? We all have our own approaches. Bobby Bo does what he does, but also respect both points of view of Phil and the professor. You're not helping people. What in the world? You are being exploited. No, I'm not. All right, Phil, if I help you with rent, am I helping you with rent or am I being exploited? So I disagree because I know these are my friends. I'm not being exploited. Have you ever been married? I mean, I got my wife a house and a car. I mean, I think you're more exploited when you're married than when you're just dating. You wouldn't help me with rent. I'm a dude. That's my point. Well, if your rent was $200 a month, I might, but it depends if we're friends and what we're doing. Yeah, it helps we're having sex, but I'm just being friendly, but I'm not going to help everybody. And, I don't mind. I don't know. We're getting off subject, but basically if they got to be my friends and I have to know them and spend time with them, and then I help them. So that's always rule 1 is, have I met them? Do I know them? Do I spend time with them? Then I help them. But Am I being exploited? I don't know. I think everybody exploits me. Um, who knows what's exploitation? So if you meet somebody, um, and he helps you, are you exploiting him? I mean, so what exactly is help? I guess, right? So if some guy, you're on the side of the road and you got a flat tire and he helps fix your tires, are you exploiting him? Yeah, basically you're having him replace the tire, use the jack for you. And you're at a grocery store and you need $10 to pay for the thing, and you get $10, are you exploiting people? I don't know. I just think it's being nice, but maybe. That's why you should drop the nice guy thing. Well, no, I'm a nice guy. I'm not going to drop it. It's not an act. Is it what it is? We have different minds. No, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not arguing with you, Phil. This is what I am. This is what I'm doing. I do it because I'm nice. I could be a son of a bitch and not help them, but I am, and I do help them. So I don't get the issue. I'm not giving them none of my kangaroos, though. Well, that's a different story. I wouldn't even give those to my mother. Well, when she comes knocking on your door and she's starving because she's got money, you'll be, what are you going to do? Feed her? No, the correct example would be if you pulled over the side of the road, bought their tire and installed it for them, then that would be bad. Well, I guess the question is if somebody needs if somebody needs something and you help them, are you getting exploited? And what exactly is exploited? So you're saying exploited would be they don't mean they're taking your money and they don't give a fuck about you. And I would disagree with you there that they do care about me. That's why we're going out. But I think exploited is more my Romanian girl, not the pregnant one, the other one who I take on a vacation and we don't have sex. Then I think she's exploiting with me. So that's why I don't give her any money. If I know you're exploiting me and you're just taking advantage of me, I don't do it. I don't think my Ukrainian girl is taking advantage of me. That's the difference. When we first met, she wanted me to buy her a fur coat. Granted, we're in the Ukraine, so I don't know what the real price of the fur coat was. I think it was in rubles, so I don't know, maybe $1,000. I didn't buy it for her. That I thought was excessive, and that was exploited. Feeding her now during the middle of a war is, if I don't, she's dead. So if I can save somebody from dying in the middle of a war, I'm going to do it. That's how I look at it, but I don't see how she's exploiting me. Bobby is going to flip his mother, his generic buffaloes, nothing more. No, Bobby's going to he'll give his money, the bullshit money. Here, Mom, here's $100. There you go. Take that. Go try to find a store that'll take it in the middle of hyperinflation. Anyway, good points, Phil. I understand. And that's the problem when you kind of are nice, is that you always wonder, are people at first they ask, and then if they keep asking, then you feel exploited. So yeah, the first time I need $20. Well, like I said, this girl yesterday, I need gas for the car. I said, fuck you. And I didn't, because I didn't even know who she was. But, it depends, if they help, but if they keep asking you for money, then I feel exploited. It's one thing to give a gift, right? Here's an ounce of silver. Okay, it's a gift. I'm meeting you. Here you go. It's the other thing if they keep asking for it, right? Like Carmen in Romania keeps asking, "Oh, I need another computer. That's $700." I say, well, go buy it. I'm not stopping you from buying it, but then that's being exploited. But I don't. If they ask, like if Jen asks for money, I give her $100 for food. I don't feel exploited. I would imagine she needs money for food. I imagine she needs to eat as she's sitting there with the lights on it for 4 hours a day in the middle of a war. I tend to think she's really in trouble there. I think you guys are more or less on the same page here. Well, yeah, he's kind of knocking at me for being nice. And I'm kind of like defending that, well, I'm nice because these are my girlfriends. I don't just go around handing money out to strangers. And the girlfriends are like, I was going to say with Daria, she needs implants and it's 600 a tooth. She needs 2 teeth. And then she came to me and said, no, I don't expect you to pay. You help me with the rent. If she wasn't serious, then she would have said, yeah, I'll take it. Then she might have been exploiting me. But she's actually saying, don't give it to me. You help me plenty with rent. It's only a couple $100. It's Russia. So I give her $200 a month. I don't think she's exploiting for the rent when she could have exploited me for the implants. That's kind of how I view it. But when I first met Jen and she had the fur coat, then I thought she was exploiting me. And I said no. But when we were together, I did take her to lunch and dinner and stuff like that. I bought her, I think, a purse for $100 or something like that. But I didn't think it was exploiting. But anyway, I think that's the trouble when you have a kind heart and you're being nice is that's what you do. I think some guys take advantage of me with the football when they'll go, can I pay you like 12 installment payments? I go, no, the season, it's $750. I'll take a 3 and a 450, but I'm not going to take $50 a week for the whole year. Then I feel like I'm being exploited. That would be exploited. I'm being nice. I'm allowing you to make 2 payments instead of just buy the fucking thing. You go to the grocery store, you buy a steak. You don't go and say, well, it's a $12 steak. It's a 2-pounder. It's $25. How about if I give you $12 here and $12 next week when I come in? I mean, that's, I think, exploiting. You got to pay. And, even giving a discount, I feel a little exploited. That's the price. I picked the winners. Just go. Bobby, I knew an old buddy from my childhood who needed help a couple of years ago to purchase a van or something. So me and other friend helped him get the van, but then came back again asking for gas money. Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, take care of yourself. But again, you've got to know the guy. Is he your friend? And then if he's your friend, he's not going to exploit you. And that's, I think, the difference, Phil, is I know Jenna. She's my girlfriend. So I don't worry. I know her well enough for 5 years. She's not exploiting me. She was with the fur coat, but she doesn't do that anymore. And she's very, like, we went and I got her perfume for Christmas in Portugal. And there was different sizes and different brands. She could have bought one that was $150. She said, no, that's too much. She got the one for $75. So she wasn't exploiting me. And I said, it's okay. It's your Christmas gift. So that's the difference. She was being very careful with the money and that. But like here, she went to Poland and I was going to give her a few $100s. She said, well, I need money for food. And I said, yeah. Okay, so I gave her a little bit more. Was she exploiting me there? No, she does need to eat, and she's got to feed her kid, and she's in Poland. So I kind of understood that, but I try to help her out so she can see her son. Otherwise, she couldn't see him, and she's in the middle of a fucking war. So I keep taking that in consideration. But I wish she'd get the fuck out of there. It really. But the son can't leave because he's 21 and can't get out of the country. And then she won't leave, and her sister's there. I don't know what the fuck she's doing there. These people are nuts, these Ukrainians. They won't leave. They don't get it, man. Get the fuck out. It's a war. But maybe that's what Putin wants them, and so they won't do it because Putin wants it. Then I see he started a GoFundMe page on Facebook. I was like, never helping this dude again. Well, right. And that's where you see you got a nice heart. So he goes after it. And now, to quote Phil, it was his friend, not his girlfriend. So he helped his friend. I try to just have girlfriends that way. I can help them. I get something back. But yeah, this is the problem with money is who do you help and who do you want to help and not help, and uh, are they really being honest or not? Only you can answer the question. If you become broke for whatever reason, would she stand by your side? I only ask because you call her your girlfriend. If it was a side piece, I wouldn't ask that. Um, I would think she would stand by my side if I was broke. But that's why I'm giving her the gold and silver. If I get broke, you have the money. Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Does any girl, if I was married and I got broke, would my wife stand by my side? I think the girl's inclination is they probably would look for somebody with money. Um, then I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't know how that works. Fortunately, I'm not in that situation to worry about it. But um, the correct question you're asking me, Phil, is what would happen if I didn't give her any money? Would she then stay by me? In other words, I'm helping her with food. Well, let's say I wasn't helping her with food. Would she still be with me? That's the question, right? And I didn't always help her. Um, but she has a funny way of saying you've got to learn how to be a man. Like a real man helps the girl out. Like that's their interpretation of a real man. They, oh, he gives his girl $500. So they're pretty fucked up, the Russian girls anyway. They expect it. And the Russian ones like, oh, you got you've what does she say? I feel safe with you. Yeah, because I give you money. No, I didn't always give her money. We were always friends. So I've known these girls for years, and I don't always give them money. This is lately because of the war that I'm helping them because I realize they're both fucked. Um, Bobby, like anything else, there's limits and all about intuition and if somebody is worth helping or not, juicing us for our money. And it's a real hard call, especially with Russian women. They're very good at making it sound like that. We all love and learn, and yeah, it's all about who's it for. Random chick, no way. Girlfriend, yes. As long as our limits are not surpassed, and she looks out at times in ways that she can not mind. Well, that's the whole point. These are girls I've known for years, um, and we're very good together. When I'm with Jenna in Ukraine, we're very good together. Uh, Very nice, and it works out well. But no, I wouldn't. A random girl, I would never give money to. I just saw a girl at poker and she was pretty. I wouldn't. Here's a couple ounces of silver. I mean, no, I wouldn't do that at all. I got to know the person and then know are they doing it. Like I said, these celebrity porn girls ask for a card or ask for money. I don't give them. I don't help them. This is, well, let me meet you and see what type of girl you are and see exactly your qualifications, Phil. Do they really like me or are they just bullshitting for the money? And so I won't help them with money. I always say I don't help people until I meet them and spend time with them. And then I'll think about it. But you're gonna help your girlfriend or your family out or your kids. You're not gonna help your kids out. And they're probably the biggest scavengers, right? They're the ones who are really gonna fuck you over. But that's how I view it. I think it's a good quality to have that you're nice and you care about people. So I'm not going to stop doing that because I'm worried about them taking. I feel good when I help them. When I help them with food so they can eat, I feel pretty good about it. And again, as Bobby said, I'm only giving them like $100 or $150 every once in a while. I'm not giving them $1,000 or buying them cars or buying them houses. That I'm not doing. No, it's $100, which is basically a dinner out or something. So that's how I am. But when I meet her, then I'll probably meet Jenna again. I'm waiting to meet the Russian girl, but I can't go to Russia. She apparently can't get out. She can go to Turkey, but apparently there's an earthquake and hyperinflation there. So really can't meet her in Turkey. Um, but anyway, so that's what you have is so when I meet Jenna next month, I'll pay for her plane ticket to meet me because I know she can't afford it. And if I want to meet her, I got to pay. The hotel's going to be, it's a wash because if I went, I'd get a hotel room. It's the same price. So my hotel and air would be if I was going to Amsterdam on my own or her couple $100 to fly there. And then just the extra in food. So really that's really what you're looking at. But then you're spending a week with her and then sort of visit, it's your girlfriend, so it's worth it. So I don't ever feel like she's really taking advantage of me once we're together. So I feel good. But yeah, she's my girlfriend, absolutely. But she's got a lot of family in the Ukraine and a war, and she's I can't leave it, and I understand that. So unfortunately, this war broke out at a great time. A lot of times, perhaps most times, it is a one-way street. But do we also take advantage giving the money? That I'll give her the money and I get sex back? I mean, are we taking advantage of them? Also, I mean, are we getting something for giving them the money? Is really what you're saying. Bobby is better balanced than most surfers straddling the fence here, Professor. Well, Bobby played in the big leagues, so he's probably had more girls than we can ever dream of. You know how these athletes have girls in every city, and they want to screw them just to say, I screwed Bobby Bowe. Oh, wait a minute. I screwed Barry Bonds. Oh, I thought it was Barry Bonds. It was Bobby Bonilla. Well, sorry. Typo screwed me, but I meant that most women won't have more money than us, especially since medals will be going through the roof. So they just have to do their part in other ways so we all do well. Exactly. I think that's if they don't do that, then you're really being used. As long as you help them a little bit and you get the comfort back, then we're using them as much as they're using us. We're kind of paying. You're always paying for sex. Even if it's your wife, you're paying for sex. There's no way around it. But it's okay if it's good and you enjoy it and the girl's nice and she loves you, then I don't see the problem with it. What else are we going to do? I mean, how else are we going to live our life? Yeah, or if you give us a lot of free information here to help us and you don't have to, so I get the part where that's just who you are. I respect that. Phil, yeah, Bobby. Well, see, I want to help people. That's my purpose, right? So if I give a girl something and she gives me back sex, then that I don't really, then I appreciate. Now, if she doesn't, then I start thinking she's taking advantage of me, like Carmen in Romania. No, not everyone is paying for sex, and no, that is not okay in my opinion. That is very chumpish, simplest behavior, which many men are trying to change. Well, what I mean by that is even when you're married, you're buying the house, you're buying the car, you're buying the dinners. I don't know about you. I've been married, so I know when we went out, I'm buying dinner. We did have a joint bank account, and we threw both of our monies in. And we'd go to the baseball card show, and we took our money and paid for the cards. So I think what I mean is, even if you're not, here's money, let's have sex. If I'm going to marry you, well, I expect a house. Well, what's that? I mean, and you're not getting married not for the sex, right? So you meet a good girl, in your words, a 7 that you talk to, and you fall in love and you marry her. Are you Oh, honey, Phil, I want a nice car. Are you not buying her a car? Are you not buying her clothes? Are you not buying her dinner? She's your wife. I mean, you're gonna have a house or something, a condo, and you're gonna take care of her. I mean, there's no way around that, right? That's what I mean by you're always paying for sex. Um, you're gonna get a house for the two of you, but she's going to decorate it and she's going to, just a lot of the stuff. It's an indirect thing. It's not, I'm not talking prostitutes where you're actually, here's some money, we're going to fuck and that's it. Or we're going to have sex. I don't know if I can say that, but it's a long show. I'll have to find it. But that's the thing. I swear a lot on here. They, that's the thing. That's what I mean by it. Not directly, but indirectly. You're buying him a nice car. Well, that's because she's your wife, and she's your wife because you're having sex with her. If you didn't have, if it's a girl and you're not having sex with her, would you marry her? I mean, well, why would you do that? I've kind of explained my position many times. We're in circles now. That's okay. Bobby, now that you mentioned baseball cards, I was shocked this morning when I seen some Topps 2020 baseball cards out of nowhere. I couldn't believe. Where'd you see them at the store? Yeah, I mean, Topps still makes them. I was going through. I was on eBay yesterday since I didn't have anything. I was going through my cards. And I was looking at values, like the Bo Jackson rookie. I found a lot of Michael Jordan hoops cards. Well, here's an interesting email I'll read to you guys. Patrick Hipple. I have no idea who this guy is. An American Legacy Part 2. The much-loved American Legacy series expanding with 4 new designs. The Jefferson Nickel is the first release, 1 ounce of 999 silver struck of dome dies to create a mega deep coin. So this is what it is, a 1 ounce nickel. Who gives a shit? Coming soon. This is a dynamic recreation of the 43. So why am I getting this email? I don't know who this clown is. Has he got a price on it? 1 full ounce, 999 fine silver. They give a certificate and is minute to. Okay, so I would guarantee you it should be $25 as 1 ounce. Are they giving a price? So because it's limited, my bet is the price will be more than the 20. It'll be like $50. Like, who the fuck? Why do I want it? It's stupid. That's what you got. You can't be scammed about. Hey, my phone. So I was looking at 1997 Topps Chrome refractors. Mostly football, the ones I have. Anyway, I'm in a basketball hell. Yeah, it's not even the right card. Anyway, yeah, so I go on eBay to check out what's going on, but they have 22s on there, tops. What, oh, okay, I'm missing all this. Phil, I have seen baseball cards at Target still. They have like a half aisle near the register. Yeah, I see those too. I saw them at the front counter at a Wawa in Tampa. Phil, my brother bought me a bunch of sport cards. He has no idea what he's doing, and it's rare I get 4 packs of cards and don't recognize a single freaking player. I'll tell you, in baseball, I can't recognize or basketball. Football is the only thing. Was Christmas gift. He gave me the same last year, and at least I got a nice Dean Andrews rookie card. Prime time, the score one you need. Phil, how much is a pack now, Bobby? Like $7 for 20 cards or something? It depends on what brand it is. So if it's Topps, Upper Deck, or this Panani I never heard of before. I honestly never see cards anymore. Even my dad brings up baseball cards sometimes, and we often talk about how they're never around, even in New York. They are at the Target, like Phil says. I see them when I'm walking by. What they'll tend to have is the whole set, right? The Topps baseball 2020 set, 700 cards or something. I'll see that. And I will see Pokemon cards because I used to buy them for my daughter. My daughter should be rich if she took we had her cards framed, some of the really good ones, Pikachu and Charizard and stuff like that. And this was in the 1990s. They're probably PSA 10. So I don't know if she knows she's rich, but she probably is doing very well with the Pokemon cards. Yeah, Phil, I never saw the price, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'll check it out when I go, guys. I would be more interested in buying NBA or what's NDL cards these days, since I at least know most of what's NDL. I check out on the Mets here and there, but don't keep up with the major league these days. By the way, a Wawa is a big gas station that sells food beverages. Okay, yeah, we have a Speedway here in Detroit. I need to hear Professor talk about Pokemon cards more. Just hearing him pronounce the names is funny. My daughter, when she was, this is what, in the 90s, we bought her the plastic figures because we're always like, you can't buy one, right? We bought from Japan some of the time to get Japanese ones because they were worth more. But we'd go to a show where we'd go to Target and we'd see Pokemon figures. So we bought her all the figures, Pikachu and Charizard and Mew and all those from the movies and everything. And then we started getting cards, and then there'd be these foil cards. So there was like I think it was a Mew or Charizard foil card, and I framed it as I do my really good baseball cards. And it was her collection. And, we got the divorce. I didn't fuck with her Pokemon cards. I did take my baseball, my Bobby Orrs and my Bobby Bo cards. I took those. But I never took I left her the Pokemon stuff. That was her thing. And my little one never really got into something like that, but my older one did. And it's late for Europe. Oh, you meant NBA cards. Back to a random food question. At the Chinese restaurant, do you eat the rice that comes with it or substitute it or just eat the meat? My General Chow comes with a container of white rice, and I take 2 spoonfuls and mix it in, and that's it. I don't eat all the rice. The fried rice really isn't good for you, so that's why I don't get the combination. I don't want to eat all the fried rice. First of all, it's fried and it's carbs, it's rice. So it's mostly the chicken. It comes with some broccoli. Like I said, if I have hamburgers or chicken that I made, I throw it in there also to mix it in with the sauce. But I will take a little bit of rice just for the hell of it, just to taste it. And I'll get an egg roll to treat myself, one egg roll, and just to have fun with it. You will never find a stray cat or dog near a Chinese restaurant. That much I know. So that was Pokemon. I basically, my daughter got into it pretty heavily, and it was kind of cute because she's maybe 4 or 5 years old, and she knew the name. We would show her the plastic, uh, and there's like 100 different ones, and we would show her like here's the figure, and she would be able to name it. This is Pikachu. This is Squirtle. This is this. And she would go right down the list, and we'd point, and she knew them all. So that's how we taught her in Pokemon terms. So if there's math questions, well, if Pikachu has $3 and she spends 10, she gets $10, how much does she have? But that's how they learn. When you could identify Pikachu in math, and then she could say 13. But if you didn't, she'd have no idea. Yeah, I can hear too, Professor telling his ex-wife, make sure you don't take my Bobby Bow cards. I'll tell you a quick story. They gave me a bunch of white rice here, and I have a little bit, but it's a lot left. Yeah, I just throw it out. It's carbs. So as we're getting divorced, we had these shelves, and they had a slit in them, so you could actually put the card up. So you would put the card in the slit, right? So there was a slit in the wall, and these are shelves. So you could put them in and lean them back on the shelf. So there's a big white shelf on the wall. So it was kind of like paintings, right? You put the cards on the shelves, and then it was like, oh, there they are. And we put the similar ones. So there was like a blue series. So we put all the stars in the blue, and then whatever. So this was 82 page. I would put all the 82s together. So it was really cool, and it added a lot of color to the room, and it was very nice. So we're getting divorced. This is how stupid my ex was. So there'd be like, let's say there was 13 cards to the shelf, then it would run out, right? That's as many as you could put. She takes one card away and kind of squishes it together, which was so obvious because I knew we had the full shelf. So all of a sudden I'm seeing, wait a minute, the shelf isn't there. And so she would take like my mantle, and she took my Bobby Orr, and I'm like, okay, you have 2 seconds to put him back. And I'm like ready to yell at her, like, what the fuck are you doing? This is, we don't know who gets the car. I ended up taking all the cards. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But that's how stupid she is. Like, I wouldn't notice if she took the Bobby Bow card off and then squeezed them together. I'm going, wait a minute, it's supposed to go out to here, and now it's only out to here. What are you doing? So anyway, I did that. Phil, it kind of reminds me of those Magic the Gathering cards that were huge in the late 90s. Those, I think, can still go for huge dollars. I set aside all my Bobby Bow cards to send in for grading anytime I find them. Yeah, well, we can get $10 for them if we get the rookie Chicago White Sox one. Yeah, Magic the Gathering was out, and Pokemon was just a fad, and I thought it went away, and then it came back. All of a sudden, I see adults playing it on their phones. I go, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm playing Pokemon." This is a few years ago, so all of a sudden, those Pokemon cards are worth a lot. Let's see. I think they're worth a little more than the Bobby Bow card, unfortunately. Um, Let's see. All right, here you go. This is a Charizard card. This is what my daughter would have. $899 for a PSA 9. It's not even a PSA 10. It's unfucking believable. So, what year is this? Well, this is a 2000. Hers is even older. Anyway, that's $900 for a Charizard. He's a dragon. So Jenna's probably leaving Poland now. That's her. Not have power of internet and Wi-Fi too. Should I tell her like Phil doesn't think I should give you any more money because you're taking advantage of? You think I should write that? You think she'd like that? Have a safe train. Excuse me. So she's got a 21-hour thing. Anyway, that's it. Yes, tell her I'm sure she will be a big fan of me after that. Okay. She'd probably kill you. And I think literally $10, that's a half ounce of silver, Professor. Yeah, that's true, Bobby. I don't know. I can barely find Bobby Bow cards. I have to go to the sets. It just, I found some Barry Bonds cards and some Nolan Ryans and Griffey's and McGuire's and Ripkins and Frank Thomas. How come you weren't as good as Frank Thomas, Bobby? I don't know. You can tell her Phil demands you send back all of your gold and so. Well, no, I mean, I gave her money to take the train, so I don't think I should have done that. I should have made her walk. It's 21 hours by train. You want to see your kid? Go fucking walk to see your kid. I can't be that mean. See, that's the thing. So, I mean, she's my girl. Well, let me send her a picture. I'll send her a picture of you, Phil. Oh, no, I shouldn't call her an Uber. She needs to call her own Uber. Grab the back end of a tank and hitch a ride that way. I don't care what you got to do. Well, she should probably just take the missile and get on the missile as it's going towards Poland and do that. I think that would be a good way to do it. Imagine going 21 hours on a fucking train from Poland to a small city in the Ukraine and then hope that the house is still there, that Putin hasn't blown it up. Missile would be fast. I agree. I think she should be on one. She pissed in her pants one day. She said this ballistic missile was in her backyard, had gone off in her backyard or, in the city or something. She said, we used to have a bus station and now a missile hit it and we don't anymore. I laughed my ass off on that one, but you can't. I mean, I was freaking out. And I didn't have power for a couple of. I had power. I didn't have internet, and I had to do it on my phone. How am I going to survive without internet? She's in a fucking war without. Well, I get electricity 4 hours a day. I don't know how she does it, and I don't know why she stays. I offer her to come here, and she could. You could meet her on the show. She could tell you all about the Ukraine, and you could, and she'll ask you all for money. Well, she won't ask Bobby for money. She knows better, but she'll ask you for money, Phil. Just the hell of it. But so right now it's 4 o'clock, so it's about 10 o'clock. So she's going to sleep on the train. That must be fun. 21 hours. I couldn't do it. Like she invites me and says, I'm not going into a war. I'll meet you in Portugal. I'll meet you in Amsterdam or France or wherever you want to meet in Europe, but I am not meeting. I can't fly in. You don't have an airport. I'm not going to fly into Poland and then take a 21-hour train to you. And I have no intention of living in a war zone where they're actually bombing me. Sorry, I don't. What would you do if there's a tank coming up the road? What are you gonna do? I got silver. See, that's where it'd come in. I go, hey, I got silver, guy. And the Russians would not kill me. I would never be killed there because I would offer them silver, and they would take it because they value money above everything else. So they wouldn't. I'd be safe there. Bobby, after all this, Phil will end up sending her all his silver. I like Phil's way. I mean, he wants to date a girl who's going to give him her silver and gold. I applaud if you can find a girl that will do that. I would applaud that. She won't need it after you've sent her your whole stack, Bobby. You meet a hot Ukrainian girl and she's in the middle of the war. What are you going to do? Now, this is a girl that you've known for years and you've met several times. So what are you going to do? But that's why you kind of, hey, she's in the middle of the war. If she's playing me, then fine. what am I going to do? But I don't kind of giving her $100 for food. I don't really think she's playing me, or 150 sometimes. It's funny though. She hasn't asked me for rent in a while. I don't know anybody's there to take rent. So she hasn't asked me for rent or utilities, the heat and the light, just food. That's all she needs. Anyway. Well, it's 4 o'clock. Time to go swimming. I don't want to eat Chinese too late. This is where it gets hard. I'll go to Chinese and you eat it. So you got that 7 o'clock window you want to finish it by. And that's where I get confused. If I wait, if it's 7:30, what do I do? Now I'm hungry because I haven't really had a whole lunch. I had the avocado, the chicken in the pita, and a little dark chocolate. So I'm still not really having a full meal. I'll go work out. I'll get the Chinese. So I'm kind of missing a meal somewhere today, but that's okay. I kind of felt a little heavy from sitting on the couch with my foot and then sitting on the couch with my back and the pool not being open. So it's like I really want to do a good workout. So you fast 18 hours daily? Roughly, yeah, most of the time. I'll try to eat by 6-ish, and then I'll just have like tea or water at 10 o'clock at night, and then I get up, have a tea or a coffee, and then you see when I'm eating, it's 12 o'clock usually. So if I can go, let's say 7 to noon. So that's 12 and 5. That's about 17 hours. Usually 16. If I try to do 15, 16 hours. I try to make sure the little guy inside of me cleans the house. I'm not eating 5-6 meals a day. And when they say the best meal of the day is breakfast, they're all lying. Unless breakfast is at noon, it's not breakfast. At the most 2 or 1 meal a day. I think 2. one would be tough, but it's really just avoid the chips and the Oreos and the M&Ms. You can avoid that and get away from just switch your salad dressings and ketchups out to the sugar without the high fructose corn syrup. That's where you get your cravings. So you don't even get as hungry. If I had a water and I had a green tea. I'll go swim now and I'll be fine. I'll be excited because the fucking pool hasn't been open for 3 days. So I really need a workout and a hot tub. That's for sure. But that's what you want to, that's what I want to do. But anyway, so have a nice day. Enjoy you got the Kung Pao. So that's what, spicy chicken, Bobby? Is that fried or is that wok? So I won't even go to a fried Chinese place anymore. It's got to be wok, but that's why I go to mine. I know it's healthy. So to me, I'm just having a chicken dinner that's healthy and tastes great. And then I try to mix in some other stuff that I have that I can do. But anyway, very good meeting conversation. It's good we talk like this, Phil and Bobby, about, people do take advantage of people. Absolutely. Girls especially, I think more than guys. Thank you, Phil. Yeah, it has a little of a kick. Has peppers and mushroom. Okay. Sounds good then. And just bon appetit. But it's good to talk about this kind of stuff because I don't know where you can talk about it. But yeah, I mean, girls have a habit, especially if you don't meet them. You got to be careful of these internet girls, or they'll send you a picture of a hot girl and you think it's them and it isn't. And that's why you have to test them. Okay, give me a phone call, give me a video, give me something that I know who I'm talking to, because I'm not meeting you the normal way, right? You're meeting me this way, you know me. But if I meet on a chat site, I know who I'm talking to. I can see her. Yeah, that's her. And then when you get there and you meet them, okay, that's fine. Or you start on Skype or WhatsApp, then that's fine. You start talking that. But when it's blind and Instagram and you don't know who the fuck you're talking to, you've got to get more information. They won't give it to you, then okay, fine, we'll talk, but I'm not sending you I won't send them a quarter. I won't even send them this piece of crap that's worth a half a cent. YouTuber, I think Phil meant well and don't want anyone taking advantage. No, I know it's a good conversation. I'm not at all disillusioned, or I know he's not trying to hurt me. I know that he's trying to protect me. It's just the way I am with my friends. Like when the one guy started calling Bobby a liar and saying that's not really Bobby, I protected Bobby in that way, and I kicked the guy off because I didn't want to hear all this negative Bobby stuff. I assume this is Bobby Bo who played ball. I don't know, but what he says, I believe it. Why would he lie? What does he get? He doesn't gain anything by trying to be Bobby Bo. If he was really, he'd be Tom Brady if he was trying to be somebody. But I know these are my friends, and I take care of my friends, and that's why, and be nice to them. I know a lot of people go through life and they don't have friends like that, and they can't count on somebody, and, they don't have a lot of people that are nice to them. So I do that also, where I'm letting them know. Take Irina, for example. I'm her guardian angel, and her dad died. I paid for the funeral. And I said, it's Christmas time. Her dad had died. I said, why don't we get something for your mother? I'll send you $100. Go buy your mom something nice for Christmas. And she said, I've never had anybody do that for my mother. Even her husband doesn't do that for her mother. And that kind of made me feel good that I help her mother, that she said that. I mean, I know I've met her and I know she's real, and I've shown you the pictures, but it was like, well, who's going to help her mother out? I mean, just, because I know that makes Irina feel good. So her baby's due in a few weeks. So this will be interesting. What's going on with that? But I told her she invited me to come meet the baby, and so I probably will. We'll see what happens. I'll probably make it on the trip where I go meet Jenna. I'll probably stop in Romania and then go to wherever the hell we're meeting. But it won't be Turkey. I don't know where we're going to meet. We tried Amsterdam Christmas, but it was last year Christmas and it was closed. Oh, they fucking closed Amsterdam. Anyway, have a good day. I am off. I need to swim and get Chinese. So, all right. Take care. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day. And if you have any questions or comments, I'll be looking at economics and what other shit's going on in the world. But keep in mind, it's always supply and demand and competition, right? It's always competition and substitute. Something gets too expensive, you substitute it out for something else that's cheaper because you only have so much money. That's the protection. This protects us from our money going to zero, but we have the right substitute. Thank you, Bobby. Enjoy the swim. Okay, guys. It's good to see you again, Phil. I know it's been a few days. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.